Welcome to our Rolemaster Actual play session. Ain't No Place for a Hero is a campaign set in the world of Duranarki, the continent of men. A gritty, cutthroat world where politics, sorcery, religion, and commerce are all intertwined and reign supreme. Treachery and murder both come cheap, and characters need to be both smart and ruthless to survive. We hope you enjoy our story, and, as always, may the dice roll in your favor. This is episode 78 of Ain't No Place for a Hero. Having managed to escape being trapped on a small tropical island by flagging down a passing ship, our heroes continue with their quest for more information. We pick up the story as the hero party have arrived on the island of Darrn to seek the wisdom of the former diplomat Ningwen, only to discover Ningwen's home is under attack. Hello, I'm Chris, and welcome to our story. Up on screen are our heroes that we'll be hearing from tonight. What escapades, what excitement will unfold in their story, I wonder. Oh, I should have said, I'm Chris, otherwise known as GM Chance, by the way. In a second, I'm going to hand over to the people that are playing these characters to introduce their characters a little bit, who they are, a bit of what they do and what they're like, and also answer a character development question. Before I do, however, two very quick notes from me. Firstly, just a massive shout out to our subscribers, to the people that are watching the show. Fantastic. Getting some really, really great comments coming in, and just delighted that we have people out in internet land that are enjoying our hobby. We do this for fun. This is what we do typically on a Wednesday night here in Auckland, New Zealand, although it's a Tuesday tonight. And yeah, we do it because we enjoy it. It's fantastic that there are other people out there that enjoy the tales that we tell, the characters that have been created by the people as part of this game, and the system as well. A somewhat unusual system, an older system by the name of Rolemaster, dates back to the 1980s. So fantastic. Keep the comments coming. Keep the support, the likes. The one thing we would ask is if you're enjoying it, if you get something out of it, if you find yourself laughing, if you find yourself getting tense at a particular moment, if perhaps, like me, you're a games master, and you learn something from this, from the show, we would really like a like, or even better, a subscribe down below. A couple of seconds from yourself does make a really big difference to our channel, and it makes the more exposure we get, the more that other people can find us and hopefully enjoy our story. Excellent. The other thing to note, down below, in the description of this video are two links. The first link is to a 5-minute, so very short, overview video of what's happened previously in this campaign. There's also another link down below, created by our very own Graham. Both links were created by our very own Graham, to a slightly longer but more comprehensive overview PDF, which again just burrows into the story a bit more. Why do we have that? Because this is episode 78, off the top of my head. We started episode 1 quite some time ago, back in July of 2020, would you believe? But we only started filming these episodes and posting to YouTube at the end of last year, at the end of 2022. So the video down below in the description and the document down below are a short summary of the themes and are a description of what's happened a bit in the preceding campaign, and hopefully bring our viewers and our listeners, because we also have this up on podcast as well, up to speed with what's been going on. Have a look and a listen. Right, we are going to start off tonight with an intro to characters with Mason. Take it away, Mason.
Kia ora, I'm Mason. I play Demos. He's a big, beautiful, mixed man. He carries a spear and a shield with him, both of which are new magical items he's acquired. So he hasn't had the chance to actually try them out, but he's hoping the opportunity might present itself in tonight's session. He's hoping. That's fine if not. So his question: what is a question about something that has happened to your character in the last 6 months that you would most like an answer to? He kind of wants to know why. I mean, he obviously doesn't know how long exactly he was unconscious for. It did feel like a while. He wants to know kind of why, because he's been mulling it over a little bit, and he's wondering if it had something to do with just being in the in-between and kind of what happened prior to him, falling down the thing and knocking himself unconscious, because he has been knocked unconscious before many times, and this time just felt a little different. So he's wondering kind of if there was other things at play, maybe. I don't know.
Good question. Very good question. Thank you. And I should have said, and thank you for listing the question. I'll quickly go through the three. So for viewers' benefits, earlier in the week, I send out 3 questions for the players to mull over. So Mason read out the one that she answered. The other 2 tonight is, what is the most pressing problem you have at the moment? And is there something that you need or want that you don't have, for example, for yourself or someone else important to you? There's also the opportunity for people to ask a question of another party member as well. But excellent, well answered. Thank you very much, Mason. And who are we going to pass to, Mason? Who's next? You can decide.
Kairos. Alex, you go.
Thanks, Mason. Kia ora, I'm Alex. I play Kairos. She's a North woman. She is very childlike in appearance and very childlike in temperament, although she has got a fairly strong moral compass. A bit emotionally labile, probably easily swayed, but has a good heart and wants to do the right thing. She's a storm mage. She's pretty powerful now, so pretty handy at throwing up an ice wall when the team's dying of thirst, or throwing out some bolts, shock bolts or fire bolts when in battle or fighting a foe. So she's pretty nifty. She has her beloved cat Victory, who she and the team rescued, probably from a certain fate, and very, very much loves her cat. This leads into the question, is there something that you need or want that you don't have for yourself or someone important to you? So Kairos did have some important people in her life, but they have betrayed her, particularly the Cloud Club. So she, although she is still quite trusting, she puts all of her love and energy into her cat. And what she has noticed over the last wee while is that the other team members don't seem to be putting such an emphasis on Victory and how important Victory is. Victory has done some pretty dangerous stuff for the party in the past. And so her concern at this exact moment is that, Victory isn't really being shown the respect she deserves.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Put yourself on notice, rest of the party. Excellent. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Who's next?
I'd like to hear from Leif, please.
Oh,
Hey.
well, first thing is Leif's really sorry to have not given the attention due to Victory. So apologies, and he will rectify that immediately. I mean, let's just drop everything. The situation we're in is not dire at all. We'll just stop for some Victory appreciation. No, agreed. She does need acknowledgement, absolutely. I'm Peter. I play two characters in this game. First one is Leif. He is a warrior mage, which means he uses his weapons and can use some spells. He is a half-elf. He's a very friendly guy. Likes to sort of get along with everyone. As to the questions, I think just will answer the same one that I'll answer for my other character, I think. But what is the most pressing problem you have at the moment? So we've just arrived on this island, which we thought were going to be perhaps something of a refuge, and it seems to be being attacked by our arch enemy, basically, our two arch enemies. So feeling very torn. So the problem is really he wants to find a way off the island. Another problem is he doesn't have many PowerPoints left. Another problem is he really wants to get revenge on Professor Urswick. But really, he would take discretion as a greater part of valor, or whatever the saying is. He feels that we ought to bail from here with as much information as we can. It's not that the forces they've got, I think, outweigh us by a considerable amount. The other character I play is Mithan. She is a North woman as well. She is not a friendly person. She doesn't like people particularly, although she does warm to the party, and I'm afraid she doesn't particularly warm to cats either, unfortunately. They are simple. She does love nature, and she does love animals, but likes to have them as nature animals, not as pets. She is a ranger, and so likes the outdoors and likes a bit of time to herself, basically. She's quite good with her composite bow. Answering the same question, what is the most pressing problem at the moment? She is a very defensive person. So she's been injured in her life, in her sort of quite solitary life, and by all sorts of people she was supposed to trust, like her family, and that's bred in her quite a strong defensive mechanism. So where she can, she attacks people to remove them as a threat, but when that doesn't make sense, she would like to remove herself from any danger if possible. So whilst she would also like to get revenge on Professor Urswick, because she is a constant threat to her, she was the one who was able to see the forces that these baddies have got, and she sort of certainly feels that's not the time to perhaps not the time for a frontal assault anyway.
Okay.
But she wants to find a way off this island safely.
Okay, cool. And which character are you going to throw to? The last two.
Ethanol, I think.
Okay. Take it away, Graham.
I'm Graham. I play two characters. One of whom is Nyathanol, who is a Magent, and she is a very lithe, acrobatic character who is very good at sneaking around and moving very quietly and doing all sorts of deeds while she does so, often invisible for obvious reasons, and is a somewhat complex character. We've got him before. I actually think I don't think Nyathanol would be particularly rude to the cat. I think she probably likes cats. She's probably got a lot in common with cats. You know, she sneaks around a lot. Very agile. Can land on her feet. Very good at landing, actually, and she's got various different ways of landing. And probably quite likes cats, I'd say. And in fact, if you remember, somehow was talked into putting her life on the line to rescue a sausage dog. So I think probably she's probably all right with Victory. Really, I don't think she'd have any complaints.
Excellent.
Question for Nyathanol. Well, at the risk of repeating a conversation we had earlier, the question of what has happened to the character the last 6 months. Well, yeah. I guess she would like to know why this motley band of adventurers has been chosen to be thrown together, and seems to be positioned at such a pivotal point. I guess this plays into her faith, however, that she's likely to think that it's her relationship with the deity and her service all these years that has put her forward, but we don't seem an obvious choice for this heroic sort of deed, when actually several of us are not particularly heroic in a conventional sense, despite the name of our party, which is increasingly inaccurate. But yes, so that would convince her. Passing on then forward to the second character I'm playing, called Etienne, who is a janitrist or a holy warrior, clad up in armour, an all-round sort of very charming, extremely good-looking, and I might say 4 points more better looking than Delos, as we've established this evening.
Just saying.
Crucial 4 points, I think. Just that jaw is slightly more chiselled. And he's a good guy. Can be slightly annoying, but he certainly is also very enthralled to his deity, who is the goddess of love, and he's a man who likes to spread love. Well, there's not a lot of opportunity of late, given they've been to some very strange places where love and booze and drugs and whatever else he indulges in weren't really on the agenda. At some point he'd like to get back to that, if only for a little bit of respite, but that isn't right. Now, he only has one hand. That is a problem. He would like a new one. Other than that, questions. The most pressing problem, well, the hand is a problem, but I would say more pressing is the fact that their arch enemy has shown up, and with a band of people that they probably can't take down, well, they definitely wouldn't be able to take down in a direct frontal attack. They're stuck on another island after being stuck on an island previously, and the person they want to talk to is currently under attack, and they really do need to talk to that person to get some essential information about how to overcome the UPP and the people who are trying to destroy the world. And however, one of the people who's trying to destroy the world is in fact here. So there's a sort of question as to whether they can actually do something about that and possibly get to her, or whether that will be a suicidal task at this particular juncture, and they're better off just trying to get Ningwen and getting the hell out of here, or at least getting the hell out of here. And I guess that will become clear. So yes, there we have it.
Marvellous. Well met, one and all. Those are our characters on screen, and that is a cat acting as a ring bearer, which, hey, you popped up, thank you very much. For various reasons, which I won't go into now. Marvellous! That is the team. That is our 6 heroes for tonight. Can I ask, please, between Mason, Graham and Pete, particularly for Alex's benefit, who was unfortunately unwell last session with COVID, which was not good, and also for our viewers to provide a shortish summary of where you guys got to last session. And I'll put some images up where I can.
I'll do the quick version.
Mm-hmm.
We were on a desert island, and however we were stuck there, but a boat came nearish, and so Karios very kindly allowed Etienne to fly, and sent him off as our most charming person to charm the crew into sort of taking them aboard and taking them off this desolate place in which they were stuck. He duly arrived and announced himself, albeit sprawled out over the deck, because flying was a bit new to him. However, they weren't best friendly, certainly to begin with, and he charmed the pants off them, but nonetheless they took him below deck. He was not unharmed, but eventually he did talk the captain round, but not before they'd sent a lifeboat out to sort of bully the rest of the people off the island onto the boat. Our party was rightly suspicious, and it was only when Etienne was put on the boat himself and came back that they could be persuaded that these people weren't actually pirates. So they took us on board, and it turned out actually we weren't very far away from where we were heading anyway, just a few islands down the chain. We paid over the odds, but nonetheless we got off there, but to be dropped on another island, which is where we want to be, because on this island that we're on presently, there is a lady called Ningwen, who is a family friend of Tenya in the other party, and who has some essential information to give us about our task and our cause. However, she lives in that tower, and that tower is currently under attack. We have established through some rather handy magical means, thank you, Mythan, that that tower is being attacked by a large group of the UPP, some of whom we've run across before, i.e. the people who imprisoned us and put us on a ship and tortured us for several weeks. So we've got beef. The person we once knew as the Professor Unswick is among them. We would be very interested in killing her horribly. But perhaps more importantly, there is her boss, who I keep wanting to call Irene Cara, but it's Irene Chonta, who's much more formidable than Irene Cara, and she is heading up the faction of the UPP that we are supposedly trying to foil. So I guess while we're here to try and speak to Ningwen, rescue Ningwen, and get the hell off this island, do we have the opportunity, and this is the question hanging in the air, will we have the opportunity to strike at the heart of the UPP while we're here, or will we be a bit smart and realise this isn't our day and it may have to come on another day and we need to get out of here, hopefully with Ningwen, or at least hopefully with the information that we require without being deaded by the UPP. So Niathanol and Karios are both flying and both invisible.
Qualification, not yet. No, we didn't cast those spells at the end of last session.
They're thinking about being invisible and flying. They very much like to be doing both those things. But they remember that they need to have a chat with the rest of the party to come up with some idea of what they're doing before they take off and where they may meet up after their errand, if indeed their errand goes well. So we need to establish that probably just before they take off. We also need to establish who else is going to carry this ingot rather than Niathanol, if that's all right. That's it.
Marvelous.
And what did I miss, guys?
Oh, you did. I think you did really, really well. There was a really good, succinct summary. I just wanted to add perhaps a couple of things. That as we were getting off the boat on this island, there was some oaf called Bothfa Skane appeared out of one of the cabins in the ship. We hadn't seen him before then, and he recognised Mythan and started waffling on about how, she was. Well, he didn't like her much because no one liked her from her hometown. So he's actually from her hometown, and he kept on going on about how she's been being wanted and hunted by Olafsson, who was a guy we met in Kropelan, which is where our party first started. We got together and started. So it's where we got kidnapped and put on the torture ship by Professor Urswick in Kropelan, and Olafsson was like a head guard sort of thing. I can't remember what his actual title was, but apparently he's become king. Especially wanting to let Alex know that, so that sort of he was he sort of gave us some jobs to do, but he's become king. But also, whilst we were there, we went to a seer's tower, and so some sort of powerful magician, and we sort of rousted some bandits from there. But we also took some items, and apparently the seer is looking for us. So we've got apparently a very powerful magic user on our trail looking for us. That's what I just wanted to add, just because that might come up at some point.
Excellent. Well summarised both. Mason, anything else that was missed?
I'm pretty sure that there's everything.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Good work, guys.
Nice one. Last question from me before I say the immortal words of let's start the game. Just to check PowerPoints, I think Keros was down to 35. Am I right, Mason? I'm 99.9% sure that was...
No, did we... No, yep, 35.
35.
Yeah.
And others, because PowerPoints are likely going to matter in this game, or may matter in this game. Others. I just ask you to keep a running track. As mentioned, this is probably the one piece of tallies, stats, whatever, that I don't keep a track of. I keep the software that I use to run fights, etc. definitely keeps track of hit points and all those other good stuff, but I don't keep track of power points. Very good. We are well caught up. We know where we are. If we're ready, let's start the game. So, as described, you are here. You're on this island, as you understand the island of Darrn. You got off the longboat onto this old crumbling pier down this direction, and you walked up through the jungle in the spitting rain. You can kind of hear it now, and there's the occasional bit of thunder. Through the quite dense jungle up on this kind of mouldering old path. You've come up to the base of this tower here. I'll show you a very crude map in a second, exactly where you are in a tick. But you've come up and you've come out of the jungle, and you're at a courtyard area in front of this tower, and I'll show you that in a second. You, in terms of the time of day, you got picked up on off your horrible desert island that you were then all thoroughly sick of, around about midday. And it only took about 4 or so hours, you would estimate, until you arrived at the Isle of Darrn. So it's late afternoon, and the sky that you can see in that image, that quite beautiful image, I think, is similar. So it's definitely not night yet. You've still got several hours of daylight, you think, but night is not far off. As mentioned, it's spitting with rain. The torrential rain that you've had on the other desert island has eased up a bit. It is incredibly hot, like well into the 30s, 40s perhaps even, and you're all just sticky and gross with sweat, etc. You have weaponed and armoured up, so I'm assuming Etienne is fully in his plate armour. Any other armour is on. People have arrows on strings of bows, etc. Weapons are all prepped, as far as I understand. One question that we may come to in the game, which I asked you before we started, to have a think about your encumbrance. What do you do with your pack, and are you encumbered? And we'll come to that in a second, once I ask you really what you're doing. Where exactly we begin? We begin here. Now, this is a very, very crude drawing. This was the path over here that you came up. So you came out of the jungle around here. You waited a little bit here while Neathanol crept all the way around here. And Neathanol, when you got to here, you saw this strange golden figure. The golden figure looked like that once you got a proper look at them. And that golden figure was lying in front of the door, the two double doors, one of which is open, one of which is closed, and is very, very, very dead. A very tall person, peppered with arrows, and they're lying right where you can see the cursor right there. So Neathanol, you did another trip round to check. You then concluded that Mithan, you needed to be on the other path, which is over here, going down the hill, to activate the magic that you had, to invoke the magic of understanding path mastery and understanding who had used that path. And last session you were very smart and you came up with a good indication of who might have used this path before you guys, well, certainly in the last 8 hours or so. So where we begin is the characters standing around here. Yathel, you're still invisible. There are others, and that's where we're going to start. Any questions? Any qualifying stuff that I need to know before we begin? Oh, okay. Very first thing I'd like everybody to do, please, is to roll a perception roll. A mast.
You want to read them out?
Yes, please. Yep.
Demos 89.
89. Let's go for that one for a start. Okay. Cool. Next one, please.
Arios 30.
Cool.
Ethanol 99.
Oh, it's a shame. It's a shame.
Is it?
Well, because it's masked.
Oh, I know. But, you know.
Yep.
That's right.
Yes.
Leif 72.
72. Cool.
Mithan 70.
Just a second. Cool.
Etienne 20.
Fun. 70.
Etienne 20.
Oh, it's coming on that.
Do you need the adjusters?
Yes, please. Could I have them for both Leif and Keros?
Leif is 40 for perception.
Yep. And Keros?
Where's perception? Where are you?
General perception or perception?
Oh, down the bottom. Yep, plus 36.
Okay. Alright. Cool.
Anybody else?
Oh, that's it for the moment, thanks. Keros, something in your chat, and Leif. In your chat too.
We act on this.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Leif will immediately whisper, I heard a clunk from the door. He'll just sort of gesture. And a smell of cooked meat, but he would particularly focus on the clunk, whispering.
Keros would also whisper that she heard the clunk as well.
Are we within sight, or are we backed up down the path?
I've assumed you were keeping an eye on the door. So there were two double doors, one, and the description of the doors from last time, if you recall, were colossal, like 25, 30 foot tall, massive bronze doors. They open outwards. One is firmly closed. This one here is probably a bit generous with the, you can just see that I've probably opened up a bit much. It's probably more on an angle like that. So the door is masking, it's more on an angle where the cursor is. You guys are back kind of lurking in the undergrowth over here. So the door is between you and the entryway inside.
Do you think that should hold us up? Or do you think should Karios and I go? Just get on with it? Or should we hang on?
And then you all hear this kind of long, tortured scrape of metal, and then this just utterly pitiful groan from inside the door. You all hear it.
Could be injured person. Do you want me to check it?
Is the groan mechanical, like the door's groaning, or is it groan
it's either an animal or it's a living being in terrible pain.
Do you want Nathan to check it out?
I think so. If it's a person from here and they're the brown-robed ones, maybe they'll have information.
All right. She'll creep over, stalk.
Okay. Give me a roll, please.
$70.
Cool. And I think it's 115. Is her stalk. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So she creeps over. Any other actions from anybody else? It's probably that's about 80 foot all the way across. So what's that? 80, I don't know. You're maybe 20 foot away from the door, perhaps? It's quite close. 20 foot, maybe 30 foot away from the door. Any other actions by anybody else at the front of the path?
More looking around, up the path and down the path.
Sure.
Nathan will have her bow and arrow knocked, and probably be watching the direction of the door
Cool.
while Leif looks down the path.
Cool. Anybody else I should know about?
Karis, we ready to snap cast?
Okay.
Prepared and probably not going to use any PowerPoints, I think, at the moment.
Okay.
Sure. We're going to need them.
Okay.
Demos is just have his spear out and shield ready, and just keeping an eye on everything.
Excellent. It's one of the good things about a spear. It's always out. It's always ready. Very handy. Cool. Neathanel, you creep up, and something very weird happens to you as you get closer. And I'm not going to take you into a private chat room for this. You smell, and you are hungry. Now, you've eaten on the island. It's not like you're starving, but your rations on the island have been pretty scant. You've had some mushrooms and a bit of coconut, and you've licked an ice wall that Keros has produced, etc. But you haven't eaten, properly eaten, and you're hungry. And as you creep closer to the door, your mouth just involuntarily starts to water, and even the rest of you, 20 foot away, start salivating because you can smell it. It's the smell of delicious cooked meat, roast meat. And even for the vegetarians amongst you, perhaps, are hungry. It smells good. You get up to the door, Neathanel, or close up to the door. You believe you're being quiet. You're not sure, of course, but you think you are. And you can hear the sounds of straining and effort, and somebody is just... It sounds like they're hauling themselves along the ground, would be your description. There's just the sound of someone dragging. And just these pitiful whimpers. Pitiful whimpers. You're at the door. The door is now... So you're now at the door. The door is between you and... So you're on the other side. You can't see in yet. So in other words, if the entranceway to the rock is here, you're here, Neathanel. That makes sense? Show you a bit more. The doorway's in there. Neathanel, you're kind of lurking at the stage just behind the door. What do you do? Hello, Graham?
Sorry, can I look through the gap? Presumably the door, if it's opening out, there'll be a crack.
No, this is a massively thick thing. This is a foot or so thick. You can't see through the crack.
All right. I'll have a little creep round the side and have a peek.
Sure. So I'm not going to take you elsewhere. Instead, show you this man here, or more to the point, what remains of this man here, and it is pitiful to see. He is you're no medic, but he's dying, and he is crawling. Basically, he's got the use of one hand, and he's and like part of his leg, and he's just kind of hauling himself along. There's no weapons on him. The bow's not there. You can see on the image that there are a couple of weapons over his shoulder. They're not with him. What the most hideous thing about him is, and what suddenly makes your stomach churn, is that delicious smell, cooked meat. It's him. He is down pretty much his entire left-hand side of his body. He is either blackened or cooked. His arms are, his left arm is bloated and swollen, and part of the left side of his face is coming away. You can see his jaw. His hand on his left side he's lost fingers. I mean, the smell, that delicious smell of a nice roast, was flesh. Cooking his flesh. And he's just making these utterly pitiful, pitiful noises. He is slowly crawling his way out. You'd be amazed if there's any kind of threat. That's what you see.
What else can I see behind him?
As described, the corridor goes down 20 foot, and that turns a very abrupt corner. What you do see behind him is just this trail of slime, cooked flesh, whatever it is that he's left behind him. Very, very tall ceiling, quite narrow corridor, be about 10-15 foot wide, about 30 foot high, and it just goes down straight, beautifully straight masonry, and then turns a corner. Could you give me a perception roll, please?
Yeah, I was going to suggest that. She'd be really interested to know what else she can see behind. Yep. 23 plus 75.
Yeah, cool. You see nothing else, but you do hear something. Hear this.
Did you play it?
I did. It's quite faint. Might have to listen. Just the sounds of very, very small, very small. Sounds like it's almost going out. Fire. Down around the corner a bit more, you think.
Right.
And there's a little bit of light that you didn't notice first time round. A little bit of light that's dying around the corner.
Okay. She will creep back to the party and report in a whisper what she has seen. And she's not sure whether the person is a adversary or someone who abides here, but maybe if Mythan took a look, she might recognise the person from stepping in to the establishment. What am I talking about? Sorry, I got policeman. Into the tower, and if it's an enemy, perhaps there's an opportunity to get some information. Well, either way, get some information out of them. However, she wants to say to the others, time is probably of the essence. Should Karios and I be on our way? She'll mention the fire around the corner.
Embers would probably be very small. It doesn't sound like it's a raging inferno or anything like that.
No, I mean a possible spell has been cast. Could be someone nasty just around the corner. Noted, however, the door opens outwards. Obviously, I don't know if there's any way of blocking that door, but nonetheless, what did the party think about lingering here versus just getting on? And because Ningwen's probably, the longer we leave it here, the less likely is we're going to get to see Ningwen, right?
Yeah. So the plan is that Kyros and an invisible Kyros and Neathnal fly up to the big tower, where we assume Ningwen is, correct?
Yes.
And try and get information from her, get her to come with us. Well, you have to decide, make those decisions when you're up there, I guess. And the rest of us would stay here and perhaps sort an escape route out.
So, yeah, Carrios, that means that you'd have to maintain enough power points to get yourself out of there. I.e. fly out of there. Just to bear that in mind. Whatever we do when we're up there. And obviously you've yet to cast yourself invisible and fly for the first time, so that just consider that. Nyathanel has levitation, so she could move down very slowly from the tower. So you wouldn't have to necessarily worry about her as long as she keeps 3 power points going. Yeah. So,
yep, all good.
So if you're game, Karos, if you could, I don't know if you've got the power points to make either probably Nyathanel fly and yourself fly, and we'll go hand in hand, obviously, because we won't be able to see each other. And we're going to have to keep hold of each other the whole time, so we know where each other are.
Yep, so fly 1 is 5, and I've got 35.
Yeah, I go, even if it takes us a bit longer to get there, I reckon cast the one that takes longer, don't you think? Because you may need your power points when you get there.
Yeah. Or levitation, which is up and down.
Yeah, I've got that, but I think we'll need lateral movement, won't we?
Yeah, I can do fly.
I mean, I've got wind drift, so I could cast that myself, and you could just drag me. However, we wouldn't be able to do anything to flash when we arrive, but that wouldn't necessarily be a problem. How many power points for fly?
5.
Wind drift is 4. And how many power points you got?
35.
Yeah, maybe it's better if I just wind drift then.
Okay.
And you just keep hold of me.
Okay.
Yep.
Presumably, you're all. Fair to say you're all looking around. You're not standing stock still. Two things that you all note. Some of you note faster than others. The first is this person has crawled horribly slowly out of front of the doors and is just, you don't know where he's going, but he's just inching his way. You can see on screen. Hopefully you can see on screen. Let's see if you can. Yes, you can. Just inching his way kind of out here painfully slowly. You can all see him now. Mithan, you can now see him. You've got the description. You think he was one of the people that you saw in your vision. It's the first thing you see. Second thing is some of you see and others make a note of is, and you're down here. You're in this courtyard down here. So basically, here's the tower here. This tower here. Flames are beginning and smoke, firstly, but also now flames are beginning to come out of a number of these tower windows and a number of these buildings here as well.
Right, let's get going.
Yep. Before you do, can we have a quick look around and sort of find a place that we're wanting a place where the people who are staying behind can wait and be unseen from the doors, but can still see the doors? Is that possible? What's the surroundings of the courtyard like?
Surroundings, dense jungle all the way around here. So you could position yourselves some way back, probably a hiding maneuver, and keeping an eye on the doors and also on the path.
Cool. I think that's okay. So we would
So you think you would remain here until we get back, or would you go down to see what you could do with the
I
boats?
think we'd go down to see what we can do with the boats and come back to a designated place for you to find us, or for us to leave a note, or for us to leave a scratching in the dirt or something.
So if you put a cross on the dirt in a pre-aligned place, we know that you're. We know that you're not.
Suddenly, a scream from the man in the courtyard.
We know that you're not there, and if you come back, just rub it out.
In the place we're standing right now?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right,
okay, so if there's no cross, then we are somewhere in the bushes in front of the door. Yep. Is that what you mean?
Got it.
Yep, cool. And then if we leave, we'll put a cross there. Cool. And a subtle cross about where we're standing, which shouldn't be seen from the path. Cool, done.
All right. What happens? So sorry, I just interrupted to say there was a scream from the man courtyard. Quite pitiful, quite hideous.
He's a baddie, though.
Any actions from anybody else? Oh, okay. Tell me what happens.
So
Well,
I don't need to... Yeah.
Nathan will wait until Karios has cast her, presumably invisibility first, and then, assuming you want to go invisible, Karios, assume you do.
Yes.
And then once she's done that, she'll start preparing at the same time so she can cast. Or maybe she'll start beforehand. She'll prepare beforehand and wait for Karios, and so they can cast simultaneously.
Sure thing. Okay. Cool.
Yep.
So that was 3 rolls, is that right?
I'll do 3, yep. 2 invisible and fly on myself.
2
Nathanel's invisible already.
Oh, are you? Oh, great. So invisible on myself then,
Go for it.
which is 84.
84, that is... That is... a successful.
Yay.
Yep.
And just checking in, we're ready to fly together?
Oh, you haven't cast fly yet?
No.
Okay,
So, no, but we're going to cast at the same time, so good to go?
Go for it.
I'm going to be floating, so keep hold.
Okay, holding on tight. 86.
86. Okay.
Oh. 100?
100! Third spell successful. Excellent. Very good. Alright, never split the party, they say. But you guys have split the party. Okay. Where do we start with first? Why don't we go with Nathan, Leif, and Demos? How does that sound?
And Etienne.
And Etienne. Thank you. And Etienne. Yes, true. Oh, damn it. That means... Alex, you're by yourself. Do you mind?
I don't mind.
Okay.
I'll go in with you.
Okay.
Do you want me to hide?
No, I'll see you in chat room 1, Karios.
Okay.
Okay. I'll let you know if there's any cause for Etienne to be involved.
Okay.
Nice one. Thanks, Graham. All right, team. What do you do, please?
So I reckon So sorry, I was just at the loo. So they've gone.
Yes, they've gone. Or they're about to. Yes.
Cool.
Yep.
So I suppose Leif and Nathan and Demos and Etienne have a bit of a chat about what they want to do. Leif would suggest, his thoughts are that we make our way down to the more used path, which is the one where most people came up, and we could sneakily to see what the state of their ship is like, or whatever, just to see if we can establish a way out of here. Failing that, see what the options are for ships. See what the options are for hiding places. What do you think, Demos?
Yes, Demos agrees. Says it sounds like a good idea.
Okay.
Do we want to make sure we all stay together? Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, because if we're going to be sneak, I mean, have you got a stalk and hide skill?
I feel like I don't. No.
So perhaps Mythan's is 68. Not nearly as sneaky as Neathanol, but perhaps that's the best we've got.
Yeah.
And if she perhaps, I don't know, she goes by herself or goes ahead at least, with other people to back her up, so that if she's seen, she can run back, and we've got our. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Cool.
So if you go ahead, we'll follow you a little bit of the way, I guess, and.
It depends on what the terrain's like. You know, we don't want to expose ourselves on a path. You know, it depends what the terrain's like. So I suppose that's the first question: is can we see the other boat from the top of the path?
No.
Sorry, can we see? Yeah, cool. Okay, so I guess what we do is I suppose we may as well all stick together, go cautiously down the path until the view changes.
Okay.
What do you think, Mason?
Yep, that sounds good.
We may as well stay together for
as long as we can.
Yeah, so as soon as the path becomes sort of exposed to us being seen, then we'll rethink when we get there. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. So you head off down the hill, weapons at the ready, fingers on bowstrings, etc., etc., etc. You're going as cautiously as you can. Demos is built for strength. He ain't built for stealth. Thinks Mythan a few times as you go down, but you continue down. This is a lot shorter route. It took you around 20 minutes, nearly half an hour to come up over the other side. If you can see on the map, you guys came down from this side. You can see a couple of little bays over here. You're now coming down this side. So if you can see the cursor, can you see the cursor?
Yes.
Yes, yep. You can. So coming down this side. This is a lot shorter. The path is very similar. The same material which is used to create the wharf, which I described last time. And in slightly better repair. It's still pretty overgrown, still pretty mossy, all the rest of it, but slightly more well used, definitely. The jungle is thick, either side of the path. Probably not as much as the other side. You could probably force your way into it and hide if you needed to with comparative ease. You think, Mythan? You've only walked about 7 or 8 minutes down the path, and it as described to Neathanol and I think others as well, it does quite a few switchbacks on the way down. It's quite steep. It's reasonably meandering thinking about it. It's probably not that steep, but it does do a few switchbacks. And within a very short period of time, you come to what you've described further, which is if the terrain changes. And yes, it opens up a bit. The trees get more and more sparse, and you can see down below kind of what you think is a small beach or something. You're coming down to the shore. Mythan, unless you do otherwise, you decide to separate and head on ahead. Correct?
Is it worth her stalking and hiding? Can she sort of duck from bit to bit, and sort of would she be better off by herself to be unseen?
She would be better off, certainly with the noise that, particularly Etienne and his plate mail armor, clomp, 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 clink, clink, clink. They are making quite a lot of noise behind you. Yes.
Okay. I've always sort of wondered about that. If we were to walk slowly, would they make less noise?
Interestingly enough, I've seen a couple of YouTube channels where people ran in various forms of armor. Surprisingly enough, in chain, very little noise. Plate did make noise.
Right.
Clunk, clunk. I mean, I'll check out the video. I'll share the video at some stage. It's quite a good watch. But, yeah, he's not... If you're running, without a doubt, he's walking, but there is still some noise, definitely.
Okay. Okay, cool. Okay, she's happy to continue ahead by
Right.
herself.
Cool.
What do we want to she go all the way down Demos and come back, or do you want her to go first and then you just follow a bit behind? What do you think?
Yeah, I'd say.
I think it makes more sense for her to go by herself.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think so. I guess how. Yeah, I don't know. I suppose don't go too far because.
Yeah, true. Yep, we'll see.
But, see how you go. Mithan's perfectly capable.
Yep, cool.
Yeah. Okay.
Dork roll?
Please.
Do I need to disappear?
No, I'm not gonna
Okay.
break up the party any more than it's already been broken up. So no, you listen. You get to hear what Nathan reports back. Give me a roll, please, Pete.
Yeah, 4.
A 4. Okay.
You
I would like you, please, to roll again.
31. She's not so sneaky.
What's your stalk, please?
She's 68.
Okay. She doesn't get off to a good start. She heads down, she snaps a branch quite loudly, like very loudly, and as she's kind of flustered and trying to recover, she shuffles and crunches into some more foliage and then manages to kick a rock, which clatters down. She's made a lot of noise. And she thinks she's only gone a matter of a few feet away from the rest of the party, and just have a check. Yeah, some distance off, you hear a voice in a language you don't know shout something.
I think she'll go back up and join the party, and we'll get out of sight.
Okay.
That's her suggestion.
Okay.
So either get out of sight by going around a corner in the path, or into the bushes. Whatever's most appropriate.
You give it a few minutes. Nothing happens. What does she do?
Give it a few more minutes, and then she'll have another go.
Sure. You're up, please.
Oh, not much better. 18. At least it's not.
Okay, plus 68.
Yep.
Okay. So Mithan, you're not very cautious. You're not very quiet, but you are in reasonable enough undergrowth, and you move your way down. You really wish you had the ethanol skill at this moment, but you move your way down to another couple of switchbacks, and then the view in front of you opens out. And yes, indeed, there's a very small sandy bay, and built into this bay is a small wharf, very, very similar, perhaps a bit bigger than the initial wharf that you landed on. The pier is made of stone, and there's a facing work of stone into the very small bay. There's some sand in the bay, and the waves are coming in. Moored some way out is this vessel. Just coming. Yeah, this vessel here. It would be maybe 200-300 foot away, and down at the in full view at the base of the board alongside are 2 longboats, and there would be Mithan can pause and count them if she wishes, 15 people, mercenary types with bows. They're definitely on edge, and they're watching in your direction. Most of them are on the pier. There are a couple down at the beach. The closest to you is maybe a couple of 100 feet away, Mithan. They don't appear to have seen or heard you, but they are definitely kind of peering up into the jungle where the path went and where the stone, etc., clattered down.
Okay. 15 people.
Yes.
Balls.
4 against 15. That's it, is it? So there's no... It's the bay, the pier, the longboats, and the men.
Correct.
Cool.
What does she do?
She will wait and observe for a little bit longer.
So after a time, they appear to, when I say relax, they were quite on edge, and they were definitely pointing missile weapons into the scrub and the bush where she was, and certainly where the noise came from. She did make quite a bit of noise. They've lowered their weapons a bit, but they are instead peering quite intently up there. They have drawn weapons, so there are drawn swords for those that don't have missile weapons, and they've positioned themselves. There are some in the boats, which are tied up. There are also a good number, however, that are facing the docks, but also out to sea. And as mentioned, there are a couple on the beach itself as well, and they seem to be patrolling and moving around. They're alert, and they seem well armed and armored.
Cool. And how far? Sorry, I probably missed it. How far away are they from her?
I think I said about 300-400 foot away.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And are probably quite a few switchbacks down still from the path, or
one more.
Okay.
One more.
Okay.
Bit more of a lazy switchback, and it's not through jungle, but through kind of scrub at that stage.
Okay. Yeah. Gotcha. She will.
And there's a reasonable amount of open space between the beach or there's a bit of an open area. It doesn't, unlike the path that you came onto, it doesn't go straight into jungle. So there is not a defined jungle edge as there was back in the path that you came onto.
Yeah. She will perhaps wait another 2 or 3 minutes, see if they relax anymore, and if not, she'll try and stalk back up.
Okay, can you give me another sort, please?
58.
58 plus
68.
68. She's not great, but actually the poor weather, it's not pouring with rain, but it's certainly drizzling. It does help her a bit. It kind of muffles some of the twig cracks, etc. that she makes. She did really make quite a racket before. She was lucky that they didn't come up the path looking, she thinks. But that was enough for her to get away, and she rejoins her companions. What do you do?
Suggest we go back up the path to the tower, and once we're out of earshot, she'll tell everyone what she saw,
sure, and
make the recommendation that that's not an option for us really. They're alert. There's too many of them for us and unless we could go up with a plan of diversion, blah blah blah. But otherwise, I think we should go back to the tower. She would sort of say she figures that there would have been perhaps ships to service the tower around. So perhaps we could have a think about checking other parts of the island. But we haven't seen any other paths, have we?
No.
Just been these two.
Well, you've only just arrived.
True. I wonder if do we try and beat our way through the bush to the base of the big tower?
What do those four do, please?
Her recommendation is that we go back up to the tower.
Okay, great. You head back up to the tower.
Well, unless someone else objects, but
yep,
no, that's fine.
Yeah.
Did we speak to the guy who crawled out? Was he dead?
He's dead. Well, we can go and talk to him.
Well, it'd be good to extract some information out of him. I mean, Etienne can't, so he'd need to probably have to send him away. But
how do you mean Etienne can't because of his morals?
Yes.
Ugh. Mythan can.
All right.
You might want to do that. Yeah.
Well, he's probably dead, but yeah.
You get back up. I mean, there's no sign of anybody else. He has stopped, but he's kind of lying, kind of jerking on the cobblestones. He's just kind of twitching a bit. He appears to be kind of very laboured breath, but he doesn't appear to be dead yet.
Well, Etienne will head off back to where they were.
Yep.
You mean the waiting corner?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, Mathan will. Mathan's happy to go and talk to him. If they can speak the same language.
Okay.
She will. Does she recognise any of the plants around here?
Oh.
She's got jungle law, region law.
Oh. Sorry, I didn't realise that. What's she looking for?
She's looking for perhaps a lesser known plant. So she's wanted to find a plant to feed him, to tell him it's a painkiller, basically, to try and pretend she's a friend of his, and feed him a plant that's not going to kill him, but he might not recognise. So not a less common jungle plant.
Okay. Give me a roll.
14.
14. It's been masked. No, she would know this whether she recognises something or not. 14. What's his skill?
Plus 42.
Sorry, Mithan. No, nothing.
Okay. She'll just grab some leaves off a tree or something, or some moss from the ground. Actually, some moss, and she will make her way to the guy.
Okay. What's Demos? Anything you're doing?
I don't know. I think he'd want to kind of wander over with Mithan, but not too close, like just sort of to see what's going on.
Okay.
And just see the Burning Man, and
Okay.
I don't know. I think he feels a little bit guilty, and there's this desire to just put him out of his misery, but he doesn't want to. Yeah, he's just gonna be cautious around Mithan.
Right. Okay. Okay. And Leif, please, Pete.
He will stay with. Actually, he would want to go for a walk further around.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So from where they're at the top of the path, around the rock, further around the rock. He wants to look for any other paths.
Definitely no other paths. Just dense foliage and lots and lots of rock, basically.
So that courtyard sort of tapers off pretty
It does.
abruptly.
Yeah, it does. And it's just stone walls. Yes.
That's us.
Okay.
No, he'll wait with Etienne.
Okay. So, Mithan, you approach this man, and Demos, you're not far behind. Just for speed, guys, I'm not going to take you into a different room. His breath is labouring. You really don't think he's got much time left, Mithan. What do you do?
She will greet him in Westron.
Okay.
No, sorry, in South Tongue. Sorry.
South Tongue. Okay. What does she say?
She'll say, how's it going?
Ace! Loving
it! She will make some sort of exclamation of, oh my goodness, let me help you, basically.
Okay. Thank you, sister. Thank you. He's barely can speak. Half his mouth is gone. The pain he's probably beyond pain, to be fair. Probably his body's just shutting down and the rest. But he kind of nods that sister.
Ooh. She will. Okay, so she's assuming that she will say, I have medicine to ease pain. She'll wave the plants at him and approach, and she'll be approaching cautiously. Well, she'll Approach slowly, but not wanting him to think that she's too slow. Like, yeah.
Yeah, water. Water.
Yeah, she'll get a bit of water.
Okay.
Happy to share a little bit of water from her thing. And she'll ask, how went the assault?
He coughs and like a piece of lung or something comes up. It's charred and blackened.
Yeah.
He's really not looking good. We're through, by the gods. We're through. Bastards. They they caught us. Portcullis. Murder holes. Oil. Many of us are dead. Many are dead. Stones. Spears above. Oil. And he coughs again. But one mage survived through Portcullis, up Murder Hole, and into the tower. But numbers much reduced. Let's tell the others.
Well done, brave soldier. What's your name?
Darrn. Is it bad?
You'll be fine. These herbs will help.
Thank you, sister. I feel I need to sleep. I might rest.
A wise choice. Yeah, she'll lead him. Yeah.
He's speaking South Tongue, by the way.
Yeah, got it.
Obviously, that's what she asked him.
Yeah. Sorry, he stops talking, or
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, his eyes are closed. He's still breathing.
she'll leave him to it.
Okay. And at this point, I'll leave Demos and Leif and Etienne, and we'll go on to Keros. Go.
Oh, so do we switch into the other room?
I think no. It might just be easy. You guys stay here, and
Okay.
I'll move through into the other room.
Okay, cool.
Right.
Hello. Sorry.
Hello, folks.
Hello.
All right. What happens, please?
Hello.
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 Can you
Oh,
hear me?
that's better.
Hello.
Hello. Okay. What do you do?
Well, while you were away, we killed everyone.
Oh, good.
So, game's over.
Excellent.
UPP foiled. Got it all in hand.
Excellent. Keros can open her animal hospital, and
Yep.
Yathnol can open her temple. All good.
We're just planning our retirement. Wow. We're flying.
Okay. So, can you tell me? Can you tell? So there's the image on screen. And you guys are.
Oh, hang on. There isn't. Hang on.
Oh no, there isn't, because I haven't launched it. Here we go.
Kendu came with us, though.
Yes, it did. There we go. There we go. So the image is on screen. You started at the base of this tower. Could you tell me where you're flying? And I'm going to ask. You're invisible and you're holding hands.
More than that.
Okay.
Niathanor has her arm through Karas's belt. So she's really holding on.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, she's not taking any chances, right? So she's securing herself to Karios.
All right. Okay. Cool. Where Keros do you fly? And here's the pointer. So give me a kind of your flight path.
So I think we were going to aim for the very top and then work our way down.
Okay. So with
Which bits are on fire?
Yeah. These bits, and then these bits are smoking, definitely, or on flame. You're not sure. So you're down here. So tell me with the cursor, roughly, do you go up? Oh, shivers. That wasn't meant to happen. Can you guys still see that? Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Do you go up and then along? Do you fly really low and then come up? Tell me how you fly, please. And how long does the fly spell last for?
Well, I imagine we'd want to fly by looking as many things as possible. So do we fly by the wee one first, past the bridge, and then up?
Well, I guess, yeah, not too close, right? But I guess it'd be good to see things along the way.
Yeah.
Like if there's loads of fighting going on the bridge, it'd be good to know, right? But not that close, right?
Yeah, not like too close, but enough that we could see what's going on.
Okay, so you fly, like what, up and then where?
Parallel to the bridge, along.
Like that. You
Yeah.
can see, yep. And then once you're there, just so I get a sense of where you're going.
And a bit of a squeeze around, and then I guess, we don't want to go too close to a burning structure, but if we're not impeded by smoke or flames, I guess just if there's windows, or we can look through.
Okay. All right. Cool.
And fly is 1 minute a level.
As is my float.
7 minutes to fly there. Okay.
Is that enough?
Is that my level? I'm 8th level.
I'm 9th.
Yeah, 8th. Yep. Yeah. This is something we've never really figured out in the game, but how do your characters keep track of the time? The GM just kind of waves his hand and goes, "It's magic."
1, 1,000. 2, 1,000. 3, 1,000.
Okay. And what is the speed?
I'll thump seconds on the arsenal's back.
What's the rate that you fly per round?
Rate is
How many feet per round?
right. 1 target, 1 minute a level, 10. Range is 10.
Oh.
And rate of 75 a round, i.e. 5 miles per hour.
Okay. I think I'm being... So when you flew out to the ship, Keros, you had oodles of time, because you're flying at double that. I am going to... I think, you're right down here. That's easily... I don't know, what is that? Is that 150 foot, maybe? So that's... I'd say you'd have enough to get up there in 7 minutes, or 8 minutes, I should say. And then a couple of minutes more, and then you're going to have to land, but your fly spell will run out. Oh, actually, hang on. No, that's not right. Can you do some quick maths for me, please? 75...
Oh.
75
God, Imperial.
75
God.
75 around
When's decimalisation going to happen in this game?
7 8, so that's 6,000 feet that you can fly.
And we don't want to hover on the bridge, we want to move it fairly promptly, like when we zoom along.
Yes, so 6,000. I'll just check that. So that's 75 times 6, just 75 times 6, and then your 8th level. So that's 8th level. So that's 3,600. I made a mistake. 3,600.
Plenty of time.
Tons of time.
Thousands. Maybe that's 1,000 foot up to the top of that tower. Yeah, okay. I'll say you could get. I think I'm being overly generous at this, but let's say you could. You could definitely have enough to scan around, and get back down. But in terms of hovering around windows and things like that, you're going to be short of time. You'll get a sense of what's going on, but that's it. Assuming you want to come back down and land.
I guess it depends what's up there.
Sure. Okay. So let's describe what's up there, just to move things on. Could I please have 1, 2, 3 perception rolls from each of you, please, from both of you, please.
Do I put the ×3 at the start?
Yeah, mine didn't work. I'll do them separately.
3. Yeah, just do them separately. It's probably better.
I got 93, 73, and 20.
Yep, we'll just do them. 93.
73 and 20.
Just a sec. 93. 73.
Yep.
Cool.
And 20.
20.
Oh,
Okay.
75.
Yep, cool. Thank you. Oh, for that last one, roll again, please.
Oh, how exciting. 61.
61. 61. Goodness. Okay. Plus 75. Okay, and Kyros, your 3 rolls, please.
58.
8. Yep. And the next one?
10.
10. Cool. Just a sec. Where did my 10 go? There's my 10. Okay, and then the next one?
60.
60. Cool.
And I'm plus 36 for general perception.
Plus 36. Cool. All right. So, a bit of narration from the GM. You fly up here. Nathaniel, you don't know whether it's just getting used to being up in the air again. It's all pretty unnerving, and it's invisible. It's pretty harrowing. You are really trusting your buddy Kyros here. And just as well, you've got, an arm through a belt. Does she wear a belt? Anyway, we're not going to go into that now. And, you're attached to her. You are floating, however, correct? So if you dropped, you're not going to hit away.
I'm floating.
Yeah, cool. Great.
Love a float.
So, love a good float. So you get up kind of here, Nathaniel, and you really can't, water in your eyes or something and rain in your ears or whatever. You really can't detect a lot around this first tower. Kyros, on your way up, peering, listening, you're kind of going up 75 foot, so faster than a walking pace. Kind of a slow jog would be a fair guesstimate. You see nothing from this tower. There is utterly no sound. You can't see any movement inside. You can't hear anything. Completely silent. No sign or sound of anybody. Both of you heading across the bridge. Again, Kyros, this time, you really don't make out much here. Nathaniel, you're pretty sure that, and you fly a little bit out from the bridge looking along, and it's quite a beautiful structure. You can see it's covered. There's no one on it. You think you see a couple of bodies. They're unmoving. There's a couple of bodies here, and maybe one more here before it enters a set of doors which go into the rock. But there's no one on the bridge, so that you can detect no one in the tower, this first tower, and no movement, no sign of anything on this bridge. Coming up here and going up high, Kyros, you and Nathaniel see the following. There are little windows up here, and smoke and flame. You can just make them out. You may be able to make them out if you look closely on this quite beautiful image. Certainly this top section, this bit kind of here, is quite well and truly on fire. Some of these other smaller structures, not this, this one here and this one and then this one, also have some smoke coming out of the windows. That's it. You Keros, and Neathanol see no one. You absolutely don't see a soul. You don't see a person. You don't see any movement other than the flames. Keros, you don't hear or see or really smell anything else, and you certainly don't hear anything else. Neathanol, you do. You are pretty sure, or you're very confident that you heard very distant over in this direction. The sounds of combat and a couple of screams, but they're quite distant and just faintly the sound of running feet, not from inside the tower, but from this direction. And it's only until you got down to about here that you heard those sounds.
I'll tell Karios. Maybe we should be heading over there.
Yep. And you said we saw a door into the rock? Yes.
So there's a door that goes, the main, what appears to be the main entrance into the rock here. It's flung open. It's about 15 foot high, and it's open. You've seen as you flew past the bridge.
Well, we may as well keep going to the where the voices were, see if we can get on the other side of them. Because we don't. Ideally, we'd get to the defenders.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. What you see is. Let me do this. Let me just quickly do a bit of GM jiggery pokery. You are now. So you get up to about here. You need to make a decision, kind of about. So you've come down, you've heard these noises, and you're elected to go up again. Is that right?
Oh, towards the... sorry, you indicated that the noises were sort of round the back of the tower by the cliff.
Yes, round this direction, yes.
So I think we go that way, wouldn't we, Carol?
Yes, straight across.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So from here, you kind of go round this circle of rock. You probably have a few minutes left to fly. You're going to have to make a decision very soon whether or not you go back to your companions or whether you do something else. I'm going to tell you what you see in just a second. Before I do, I'm just going to put that view on. Do that view, and there we go. Cool. All right. So if we go here. There we go. You can see that okay?
Yep.
Cool. So, this is about to scale. So, there's a very long bridge there. There's the first tower that you came down, tower that's on flame, etc. Further on behind, so this distance on... this distance... approximately to the same image, so that the image and this little scribble here matches in terms of rough distance. You see the following. There's no sign of any buildings or structures on the other side of immediately on the other side of this set of stone. So you've come around the side, and there's nothing there. There's no other buildings. The last building is this tower that you can see. So there's nothing here. What you see quite some distance on is a walkway that comes out of the rock, a bit similar, I guess, a little bit similar to this bridge. It's not covered, but similar-ish. And it comes out from the rock, and it goes to a building, quite a small building, well, comparatively small. It would be a couple of 100 feet long, with glass on top of it and glass around it. And this building is suspended on two massive sets of piles. So one set of piles here, one set of piles here. And then this walkway continues on to this quite ornate, very ornate, beautiful marble structure, I guess you'd say, that goes into the rock itself. It's quite ornate, beautifully carved, almost Baroque in style. So you have the bridge that continues all the way along. Then to here, no buildings here. And then this walkway that comes out of the rock goes to a building here that's suspended on two sets of pylons here. And then the walkway continues on to this quite ornate building here. And this rock, this chunk of rock goes up very high. So higher than you can see it, and it's almost like a basin, so you can't see what's beyond here. I didn't draw it in, but I could draw it in, actually. Okay.
I believe you.
Okay. It goes... No, that's white.
Visible.
There you go. So, yeah, this rock goes up like that. So you guys have flown up to about here to get a vantage point. You've come around the side, and you've seen this. And it's almost... and the distance, the drop down there is several hundred feet. So from the walkway down to the ground. And down on the ground there appear to be gardens and quite... and small fountains and things like this in the base of this, almost like a what do you call it? Basin, I guess. And this is a basin, and it would be several hundred feet wide, kind of circular, and we're seeing the side view of it. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. You now are at a point where you need to make a decision of what you do. You think your fly... the other thing... I'll ask for 2 more perception rolls, please.
Uh, 26. Oh.
Cool. And no, sorry. 2 more perception rolls, one more each. I wasn't clear on that. Keros?
26 then.
Yep. And Keros?
100.
100.
Yes.
What a pity. That's the second 100 tonight. Okay.
Don't worry.
You both stare down. You can't see any movement from here. There's no obvious signs of people. Niathanal, again, you think you've heard the sounds of combat, perhaps in this direction. Over here. You need now to make a decision. You're about here. You currently have enough to get back to your companions. You think. What do you do?
What do you think, Karios? I mean, we could go back and suggest they all come forward, but whatever, the combat's like to have finished by then. They may well come forward anyway, of course.
I think we should go back.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Because we can always recast, obviously, to get back. Obviously, that takes our power points down.
Okay, head back. I'm just keeping things moving.
I'm scared.
Well, I suppose what you could do is you could put Niathanal down gently, very gently, or you could, and then you could go back. And could the Karios have enough time to drop me on the bridge and go back?
Yes.
The bridge that you just drawn with your nice pen?
Oh, this one or
Yeah.
this one?
The one on the right.
This one here? Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Why don't you do that, and then she'll creep, and just make sure that she remains invisible, and then you bugger off back. Get the others. I reckon if you may as well. There's nothing going on that bridge, right? So you could come forward. Don't you think?
Yep, I can do that.
Okay. And then see you along the way somewhere. If it all goes to shit, see you back at the rendezvous point.
Okay. Good luck.
Or you just stay with me and we both have a go. The only thing is, I'm a lot quieter than you.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know.
I'll stay out. I'll try and stay out of trouble.
Okay.
And will you bring back? Hurry back with the others, right?
Hurry back. Yep. Okay.
I mean, unless you think otherwise.
No. If you're happy to do that, I'm happy to do that.
Or you just land and then you fly back. You lose the PowerPoints, but at least we know what's going on before you fly back.
Okay, so both land on the bridge, leave you there invisible.
I'll go ahead of you. We're likely to see each other, of course. But let's go together to begin with until we see someone, and then she'll figure out what's going on. At which point you can either decide to stay or go back for the others.
Okay.
Does that sound like a good idea?
Yeah, better plan.
All right.
All right.
Yep.
GM's just going to very quickly head to the loo. I'll be back in a second. So you elect to... Oh, hang on, you're here. So yes, you would have enough power points to land here, basically. Is this where you're aiming to go? So
sure. Well, I mean, further along if we can, but if not, then
okay,
fine.
Okay, so...
Oh!
So...
Easy now.
So...
Here's one he prepared earlier.
So this is the bridge.
Oh, look at that.
And,
oh, we're all there. Hello, everyone.
Oh.
Well, they're on their way, don't worry.
Did I say that out loud?
We can just pretend we're all there.
And there's
I don't know how we'd all got there, but anyway.
And there's the structure with one major pylon there and there. So, do you know... So, just to explain. So, you've landed there. And this is that map up here with the green is...
Okay.
Is this... Whoa, whoop.
In which case, look, if there's nothing there, Karios, why don't you fly back now, save the PowerPoints, and bring everyone... Alright. I'm just thinking about it logically. I think we're going to need the whole party here.
Yep.
Don't you reckon? Where you gone?
Can you hear me?
Nearly.
Hello?
I can hear you. Why don't you just leave Neathanal there? She'll scope it out. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yep. You go back. Don't waste your PowerPoints. Go back. Get the others. And just to say, look, there's nothing on the bridge. I don't think there's anything going on in the little tower. Rush forward. And try and join me at the back of the big tower. So you go in across the long bridge into the main doors and keep going straight, essentially. Find your way at the other end. Get to this place that you've seen now here. Neathanal will scope it out, but will endeavour not to get involved unless she thinks she can do so without risking life and limb. And she'll either see you around here, or she won't, I guess. But she'll try and rendezvous with you. But maybe she can get some information by the time you guys get here. But I think it probably need to come quite quickly.
Okay.
Does that sound like a good plan?
Perfect.
All right.
Yeah.
But you have to put. I'd quite like you to land really softly. So if you land really, really softly, very slowly, flying down, and just hover off, just a few inches off the path, that allows me to very gently put my feet down and cancel the spell.
Yeah.
GM's back. So, Keros, you won't be able to fly back. You realise that?
Oh, I thought she could.
Not all the way back. No. See, by the time... So, you would have been able to get to there and back. You have now gone that distance more and have landed there. So you could fly back and your fly would last about till there.
That's all right. You're invisible. Because if you come across something, and they won't be expecting baddies, adversaries. If you come across something, you could always make it back out to the top bridge and then float down or something,
Okay.
right?
So fly
But I
back
just
to
because
there.
you'll still be invisible, so you could probably get down that tower. If you run into trouble, just back up and then fly out, you know,
Okay.
or drop, or even drop, levitate. Oh no, maybe not. That won't work. Doesn't go straight down.
All right. Tell me what happens,
Yep.
guys.
Well, I will gently come to a little bit off the ground,
Yep.
so Nyathnal can gently.
She's very slowly just gonna ease
Okay.
her feet
Okay.
down until she's on
So-
the floor.
Sure. So I'd like 2 light perception rolls from both of you, please. Based on agility.
2 each or 1 each?
Well, are you landing, Keros?
No.
Okay, so just Nyathanal. Yes, please.
84.
84. 84 plus... I really should make this harder because you're going down invisible, but there it's okay. What's your agility, please?
Plus 35.
Plus 35. The one question I didn't ask either of you, and I mentioned at the beginning, what are you doing with your gear? What have you done with your gear during this? And are you encumbered?
No, Nathanel's not encumbered. She gave away her ingot.
Okay.
No, I wouldn't have brought anything with me.
So your pack and your bow and your sword, Keros,
Yep.
is back with the rest of the team, or what have you
Yep.
done with your weapons?
Yeah, I would have.
You wouldn't have
left it
come. You wouldn't have come out without your weapons, I don't think, Carol.
I wouldn't have brought a bow.
No, but
Maybe I brought. Would I brought my sword? I've got my hand.
well, if it's, I mean, is it attached to you, your sword?
Yes. So you have your sword, but not your bow. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Yep. But your pack is back with your companions.
Yep.
Yep. All right. That was an 85 plus 35, correct, Nyathanal?
Yep.
Brilliant. Yep, complete success. So, Nyathanal, you land very successfully on this bridge. You whisper to Keros, "Yes, I'm down." And what happens?
You'll say, "Well, get back here as soon as you can. I'll look out for you. If you get within 100 feet with me, I may be able to talk with you through my mind. But anyway, get going and see if you can get back here with a party."
All right.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. Let's if we can, please, Graham, if you can jump out of chat, and I will take over with Keros.
All right.
Thank you. If you can join the others. Hello.
Hello.
What does Keros do?
Well, I fly back as far as I can go,
Okay.
and when I'm starting to run out of fly, I will very, very gently land on the bridge because I want to stay invisible.
Okay. So I'd like an agility check, please, for you to land on the bridge. So I'm going to call that a Yeah, that's a light. There's a reasonable distance between there. So, firstly, to fly through one of those gaps, give me a roll, please.
49.
49, and what's her agility?
Agility is plus 23.
Very cool. Keros, you've got a 90% chance. This is a light maneuver. A 90% chance, just as your power points are beginning to run out for the spell, of getting through that arch without hitting something or otherwise. You want under 90. Seven. That's comfortably under 90. And could you give me another light maneuver to land without a thud, basically without turning yourself visible again?
47.
47 plus 20, you said, for agility?
Agility is 23.
23. Cool. Same result. 90% chance, 90 or under, and you land successfully.
24.
24. Success. Keros, you're now on the bridge. Your fly spell is definitely out. What do you do, please?
What can I see around me?
What can you see around you? You see back towards these massive open doors, as described, and the doors, there's a smaller set of doors into this tower here. This tower here is quite a lot of glass work, quite a lot of light, and it looks to be quite a light, airy room from what you can see. Quite a few plants. Peering through the door, you're still some 30 or 40 foot off. You can see a lot of sofas and things like that.
Okay, I'm going to cast Fly again, and I'm going to go back to the party, and because we need to go and help Niathal.
Okay. Give me a roll, please.
$64.
64. Cool. The spell is successful. You head on down and you rejoin your companions. Jump back into the main chat room, the main voice channel, please.
Okay.
Oh,
Here they
hello.
are.
Hello.
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 Keros, you arrive back down. You're invisible. Your friends aren't. Suffice to say, it probably takes you a few minutes, but you manage to relocate your friends. Keros, you're still invisible. What do you do, say, whatever?
I will whisper, "Hey, it's me."
Hello.
And only me. Where's my cat? No. We've split. We didn't find anything, but Niathal is by herself, and we all need to go back to behind the big tower because she heard fighting and footsteps, and there's another bridge and another like basin structure thing, and we need to go back all together so you can see it.
So did she mean we have to go up and across the bridge to the big tower?
And behind the big tower into past all the shrubbery out the back of the big tower, and then there's another bridge and some structures there, and that's where I've left Niathal invisible, having a scout around.
Cool. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, but we didn't see anyone or anything. Nothing in the tower, although it was a quick flyby.
Cool.
Yeah, and when I came back in the small tower, I didn't go in, but I saw it was a light, airy. What I saw was light and airy, lots of glass, and I think it looked a bit like a sitting room with sofas.
Cool. We'd recognise that from the other party's description. I think that was the waiting room once we'd all finished our interviews.
What does the party down the bottom do, please?
Can I just interrupt before that? Mithan had one more question of Yorin. If just sort of, as she was sort of lying him down, she would have sort of, oh, Yorin, my brother-in-arms, does he respond?
Just.
Yep. Are the reinforcements not on their way? What was their timing?
We underestimated. Killed too many of us. Lower numbers. We're lower numbers.
But they're coming now, aren't they? When were they to come?
No, we enough first time.
True.
And
well, I'll go and get them now. You've done well, my brother.
And with that, his eyes close. The last time.
Cool.
What do you do?
Etienne asks, is Niathal in danger?
Potentially, not. We didn't leave her in immediate danger, but it's probably highly likely.
Safe as burning houses.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So let's do it.
Cool. Let's go.
Let's go. I think we bring Yorin inside.
Okay, as you drag him, bits of him fall off.
Oh.
The nice cooked bits. So you drag bits of him inside.
Reckon. Let's just leave him. Shall we just get going? I
was just thinking that if the people from downstairs come back up, they won't. It'll be a bit of a telltale that things didn't go well if they've got one of their number lying dead outside.
Only one. You know,
okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's leave him then. Yep.
Okay. Can I have party order, please?
don't know really.
Leif and Etienne first. Demos behind with a spear so he can poke through.
Does anybody want to scout or not really? I suppose we just go, right? We don't want
I think we just go
around. Yeah. All right. Yep, that's fine. Yep, that's good.
Okay. And you're carrying your packs with you, and what are you doing with Niathanal's pack?
Niathanal has a pack because she's not encumbered by it, but she doesn't have the ingot.
Just carrying the heavy ingot.
Oh, Mithan, we buried the rest of the ingots, and Mithan was well and truly able to carry ingots, wasn't she?
Yes. Yeah,
so
she had loads of ingot room.
We left most of them on the island, so I think she's certainly able to, because she's strong and big.
Okay. I did ask you guys to check encumbrance for this. Have you done so, Pete?
I haven't done specifically, but I can tell you definitely she is well unencumbered because she is minimal on her gear, and she was with full kit, she was unencumbered.
Okay, and
when we collected them, Mithan was carrying loads. As we worked out, she had loads of capacity.
And others, Demos, Leif, and Keros. If you guys put your packs on, do you have a minus?
No, for Leif, he's fine.
No, Etienne's strength more than makes up for it.
Is this the minor? Is this like the 10% encumbrance?
That's it.
So 20% of my body weight equals minus 10% encumbrance.
Right. Okay.
Is that what you're asking?
That's exactly it. Yep. So
Keros, that would be minus 20.
Correct. So you're you can move at 40% of your rounds, and you are encumbered at -10. So everything physical you do will have a -10 to it.
Okay.
What have you got in your pack, Karis?
Hang knows these days? Cats,
Okay.
cat toys, cat biscuits.
Well, have you got a bedroll?
And Demos, please.
It's got 10% body weight, then 21. What does that mean?
Okay.
Oh my.
Does Demos actually have any stuff?
I've got rope, tinderbox, and water skin.
Right.
I'm not sure that we do, because I don't know if we've updated our character sheets since the Oracle of Python when we left them behind.
Okay, so at this stage, so Demos, you basically have nothing with you. So just as a heads up, when you sleep outdoors for an extended period of time without a bedroll for a very long time, anybody, you start to get minuses after a long time because you're having uncomfortable night's sleep, just as a heads up. You also don't seem to have any food. We need to do some equipping, I think, for Demos, because he doesn't have any gear. Keros, you've got a negative 10 if you're carrying your pack and your gear, as I understand. Leif, you're unencumbered. Is that right?
Yeah, correct. Even before he left his gear behind at the Oracle of Python, and he's now got very minimal gear, as in clothes and food. He was unencumbered with full kit, so he's happy to take stuff from Keros, and so's Mithan.
Okay,
because they've
cool.
both got capacity.
We did replenish some stuff in the city. Remember?
So negative 10 to Keros. Let's move on. Would appreciate if people do their inventories. We can do this obviously offline.
Keros, if you've got something heavy you can give to Mithan, that would obviously negate the problem. Anyway, just saying.
No. Let's move on. Party order, please. Who's going first?
Leif and Etienne.
Cool.
Swords out.
Yep.
Then Demos, because he might be able to stick people between Leif and Etienne with a spear.
Yep.
And then
Mithan might be able to flank, right?
Yeah, with it.
Yep. Okay. So a bit of narration from the GM. You come into you come round into these doors. Any other preparation I should be aware of? Anything I need to know about? Nope. Okay. You head inside this corridor. As described, it's only about 10 foot or so wide. Very, very tall, however. Approximately the height of the ceiling that the height of the door is about 30 foot. Massive, absolutely massive corridor. As you go down, you discover you need some light. You get some light sources out. We don't need to go into great depth now, but about where those come from. But someone pulls out a torch. You light them. And you notice as you walk down this corridor, it's a switchback. So it goes down 20 foot, and then turns an abrupt corner, goes down another 20 foot, then turns an abrupt corner right, and zigzags all the way in. And this does tally up with what the other party, the Twilight party, described to you. They did it in the complete pitch black, of course.
Oh, Chris, we don't have a camera, by the way.
Oh, so you don't either. Thank you. There we go. You do now. There we go. Marvelous. So you turn one corner, you turn a second, and the smell, that now quite sickening smell of cooked meat is almost overwhelming. And you turn your second corner, I should say, and you can see why. Inside in this corridor, in the section of corridor, about 20 foot long, are a selection of bodies, and I'll come to the bodies in a second. Looking up, using the whatever illumination that you have, you see above you a portcullis, so a spiked gate that comes down, and it's quite up high, like it's into the ceiling, but you can see it quite clearly. It's partially lowered. It seems to be pretty secure. At the other end of this corridor, just before it turns the corner, another portcullis has come down, and this one is very low. It's only down. It's about 4 or 5 foot off the ground. You're going to have to stoop as you get under it. And in between those two gates, between those two portcullises, if you can see my hands, in between there is just this, just charnel house, murder scene, basically. This is what you see, guys. So, this person, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 people are lying in this stretch of 20 foot in the corridor, and basically murder scene is a really good description, because what appears to have happened is these portcullises have come down, and looking up above you can just catch the faint glimmer of light through several holes about 30 foot above you, and these people are horribly burnt. Looks like something has come down from above, oil perhaps by the looks of it and look and feel of it, and there's just the dying kind of embers of flames on these bodies. Most of them are burnt to a crisp. Others have spears in them, have rocks in them, etc. And all are either very dead or literally just drawing their last breaths. Even for pretty combat savvy people such as yourselves, who have endured a lot, the whoa, you're not meant to see that. The horrors of the in-between and everything else. This is a pretty horrible sight. You move past these corpses, and by the way, possessions and weapons are pretty much either ruined or burnt away. There doesn't appear to be anything of particular interest or value on them. Basically fighting down your revulsion, kind of mixed feeling of, oh my god, I'm hungry and that roast meat smells really good, but actually that's human beings. You continue on, and you go through several more of these of these switchbacks, until you're finally in this large, open, pure, completely circular room. And again, you recall some of the tales that the Twilight party told you of their experience coming into this place. There's nothing in this room other than a set of doors at the other end, which is open. You go through those doors, and obviously taking precautions, checking, listening, going through, weapons up, etc. There is no one around. No, certainly no one living. A bit further on from there, you do encounter a few more dead. This time, the people look like this. There are several of these people. There's also a couple of women who look similar to this, and then a couple of these type of people. You continue through this complex, and you head up a number of, head through a number of more chambers, until you finally come into a massive spiral staircase that goes up, and you're assuming it is indeed the staircase that goes up inside this tower. There's also a strange cage device, and again, your companions from the other party had described this to you. And you elect not to go in this cage thing, and it has some kind of strange winch mechanism that takes people up. But you climb the stairs, and it's a long way. It is a long way to go. You're hot and puffing, even though you're probably all pretty fit by the time you get to the top. And you come out into the area that Keros described earlier, this quite pleasant, almost sitting room-like area, some comfortable seating, some plants, very luxurious surroundings. This is clearly, there's a lot of defense capability here. You've just walked through those switchbacks where a bunch of people have been murdered, basically. Clearly it can defend itself. But this seems to be a palace first and foremost, and it is beautiful. The stonework is incredible. The decoration is beautifully appointed. It's clearly a lot of money and a lot of thought and a great degree of design and beauty has gone into producing this tower. And at this point, I'm going to jump back to our favourite sneaky elf to see what Neathal's up to. I'll rejoin you soon. Probably the best thing if we could do, please, Graham, is... Oh, he's already gone. Okay.
Graham's gone.
Yes, he has. He has.
He's gone. He's left the chat.
He has. He's left the chat. I'll be back in a second, guys. Speak to you soon.
Oh,
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, Graham's back.
I went through the door. Did I go too soon?
You did. That's fine. Coming now. I'll join you in a sec. Chat room 1. Hello.
Hello.
All right. You have lost the map, which looks like this. Okay. Cool. You see that?
I can. Yes.
Right. So, Neathanol, you are on this bridge. Distance would be approximately 150 foot from where you are. The drop is 200 to 300 foot, kind of straight down, and as described, into, you can see in the green areas there some quite beautiful gardens, etc. Beyond you, there are these. Oh, sorry. There are these 2 sets of pylons. One pylon here, one pylon here, one pylon here, one pylon here, and there's this quite ornate building up on stilts. Again, about 300 foot up, and the this bridge, it doesn't have a roof on it, unlike the other one. Quite beautiful. Heads out towards it. Then there's a structure, and you can kind of make out the outline of the structure there. You can see in the ethanol there are stairs that go up either side, and you can see here a set of double doors, and you can just make out, and these are windows here and here, and you can just make out a couple of smaller doors either side as well. What do you do?
Move forward silently.
Okay, give me a roll, please.
28.
28, sure thing. Plus 115. Okay. Yeah, she. You tell me where she stops.
Well, keeps going, perceiving as she goes. Obviously scanning out, giving everything a good look. She'll probably draw her blade.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, just being careful, checking the ground in front of her, checking middle distance, far distance, looking for movement.
Okay, sure thing. Give me a perception roll, please.
.48.
48. Plus, remind me, please.
75.
Thank you. Cool. Okay. She doesn't see anything, and she doesn't hear anything. The sounds of fighting and screams and weapons, etc., have gone quiet, at least for the time being. She gets to here. The fountains that she can see either side here, they're 300 foot below her.
I got you.
Yes, so they're down. Here.
Yeah, I got you.
Yep. So this thing is on stilts. Yep, stilts here, 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 and here. Yep. She gets to here. Where does she go?
She will. Anything on the ground? No blood, or nothing going on.
Not that she can see, no.
She will go up to the right, stalking.
I'll take that as the last roll. Yep.
and
So
then have a good look around and listen.
sure. Door there. Double doors here. This one here on with the marker is slightly ajar. These two smaller doors are both closed. There are windows here, and here, and small fountains here and here as well.
Has a quick peek through the window.
Okay. Give me a roll, please.
$28.
28. Cool. From what she can see, she sees another flight of stairs going up, and yeah. The ceiling of this structure, and you can see some supports there which go up to the ceiling, is frosted glass. It's almost like some ornate glass house. Can't see through the glass. Yeah. And that's kind of what she sees. She could probably see a bit more, kind of over there.
Okay. May as well repeat the exercise on the opposite window.
Okay. Yeah. And here, she spots one of, regrettably, or not regrettably, sees one of these guys, body, yeah, very dead. Very dead.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she can't hear anything.
No.
Okay. So she'll go to the door. Can she slip through the door?
Give me a roll, please. If it's 35 or under, it's open wide enough for her to get through. Otherwise, she'll have to open it a bit.
28.
28? Yeah, she's in luck. Yeah, it's open enough, and she slips inside. So, several things. There's two balconies either side. Oh, two balconies either side of this room, where she's come in, and she's on the immediately. She's in like a sunken area, and you can see there's 2 steps up to where there's this body here, and then either side there is a flight of stairs that go up. And then down and there's a balcony that runs the length of that and that. And balcony finishes, you can see the wall of it here and yeah. Yep. And then there's hang on a sec. And then at the other end she can see 2 smaller doors and 2 double doors.
They're open or closed?
Hang on a sec. The other thing that she notices are 2 men. One.
Oh.
Oops. There's my other guy. Oh, I'll tell you why. Boom, there we go. So she sees one. He's up here and he's peering down and he's looking pretty much directly at her. He has a bow drawn and he's just got it trained on the door. There's another guy. Let's just do it actually this way. There we go. Top down. That's what I meant to have. Another guy over here, behind some pillars, also with his bow facing in her direction. They are definitely looking at her direction, certainly at the apparent entryways in here.
Okay. Can
They look like, sorry, just to, if you're interested in what they look like, they look very similar to this guy. Very similar, very similar to the guy that's is headed outside. What does she do?
Well, I think I'm just having a little. Okay, well, I think she'll sneak on up the stairs to the right.
Okay. Could you give me, please, a really quite important stalking maneuver?
82.
82, that's pretty good. Plus 115. Okay. Okay. Alright. Okay. Alright. Tell me where she goes, please.
To the stair.
Okay. Yep. Oops, these guys were the ones I put in before. They don't exist. Or him. Gone.
Can I see up the stair?
Yeah. You can see up to about here. Yep.
Okay, well, she'll creep up.
Yep. I'll take that as all the same stalk. Yep.
Can she see what's in that blackness off to her right?
Yes. Books, a nice area to sit. Windows outside. These, by the way, I've just realised they're windows. They're not doors. Beg my pardon. Those are windows. Okay. Yeah, and then along here. Oops, she kind of gets that much of a view, and she can see all the way down to there.
Oh, I see. So the stairs go down again at the end, do they?
Correct.
Okay, so there's no other way.
She would also see over here too. The mirror image.
And the guy who's on the stairs and the guy behind, is that a pew he's hiding behind?
Yes, yep. Yes, yeah.
Can they see each other?
Yes. Certainly this guy, yeah, no, they can. He's crouched by the staircase, so the stair, as you imagine, the banister of the stairs comes up, and that they've got a reasonable line of vision, and he's positioned himself quite well, crouching down and covering these doors. So yes, they can see each other.
And the banister is what is barred? Is it? Is that?
No, it's stone.
Oh, so it's solid.
Solid, yes.
And how high would that be?
Waist height.
Okay, so the guy behind the pew can see the top. Well, if he's crouched down, can he actually see a man crouched down?
Yes. I mean, they're standing up. They're not
crouched.
They're alternating between squatting down and standing. They can definitely see each other. Certainly, they're using that as cover is probably a better description.
Okay. So, at the other end of the room there are some doors, but they are closed. Is that right?
I didn't answer your question. Yes, they are. No, hang on. No, they're open.
Okay.
And what you can see out them is, yeah, probably about that much.
In her estimation, does she think that's the bridge on the other side?
Oh yes, it is, without a doubt. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So when she was coming down, this building was she judged to be symmetrical-ish.
Yeah. So she is. I mean, there's no great secret to this. She has come in here, and then the other side of the building she's in now is here. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. There's no. It's she's seen the other side of the bridge, definitely.
Okay. So the distances here.
So that's 40 foot or 47 foot.
40 foot. So the guy who's crouched there,
standing, crouching.
Behind the pew.
Yep.
On the ground floor. How far away is he from the top of the stairwell where the other guy is, roughly?
44 foot.
So he would get there easily and around. Okay. And the guy at the top of the stairwell, he's got his bow trained on the door.
They both. Sorry, they're not standing there like. Sorry, I did use the word trained. They both have bows in their hands with arrows on the string, and half drawn. They're not like peering directly at the door. They're clearly looking this way, standing. Alternating between squatting down, standing up. Well, they're standing up. They do definitely make sure they are keeping each other in sight, and they are keeping an eye on this door. And remember, this door is lowered. This is lower down as well. So remember, there's a step up here and then a step up here as well. Not by much, but yeah. What does she do?
Well, I can't very well take out one without the other one responding in the same round. That's my problem. So I would get shot. But, well, not shot necessarily, but by the time they get... Well, because, so, I mean, if the guy was running, he'd be probably moving about 55, 60 feet around. He'd be able to run comfortably to the top of the stairs in one round. However, he wouldn't have much left in him. Would he be able to fire a bow at that point?
I don't know what you're talking about.
My estimation.
Yep.
If the guy who's crouched down below were to run full pelt at the guy at the top of the stairs, he would get there, in about half a round. In my estimation.
Possibly. Yep.
Well, he could. But would he be able to attack in that same round? Yes, he would. He would be able to give us some form of attack.
Quite possibly. The distances aren't huge.
No. Which means... which would require a spell, which I don't really want to use.
Just conscious of time, Graham. I don't want to hurry you too much, but we do need to get back to... I'm conscious we're keeping the other guys. What's happening?
Well, maybe this is a good time to pause, and I don't know. What do you think?
No, yeah. Okay. Yes. Okay. Head. Yes. Let's leave it there.
And then she can decide what to do.
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
see you back in the other one then.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
It's hard, but it's motivating.
Mm.
Well done. Yeah.
Mhm.
We'll see. We'll see.
Hello.
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 All right. We need to find a map. An image. There we go. Okay, you guys can't see anything just yet because I haven't shared the camera. Camera on. Bang. You can see that now?
Yep.
Oh, marvelous. So, where we paused it was here. What do you do, please?
Had a good look down the bridge corridor.
You notice, and Keros, you've seen them previously, lying on the ground are two of these people on the bridge. One has a longbow out, and one's armed with a sword and shield. They're both very, very dead. Nothing else that you can see or hear at this stage, guys.
Let's ask dead how. Sorry, weapon dead or magic dead?
Weapon dead.
Yep. Cool. I just think we go.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, any other thoughts? I mean,
Yep.
We've got our formation. Like, time is of the essence, really.
Yep. Okay. You head across the bridge. It's quite a nerve-wracking trip. Clank, 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 as Etienne in his armour. Demos, you're doing your very best. I mean, bless you, but, you know, you're built for brawn. You're not built for sneak. Clunk, 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 clunk. Yeah, you're making a bit of noise, guys. You trot across the bridge. Victory is trotting along beside you. You seem... Victory, by the way, does seem to be a little bit happier being out of the in-between. She's still being quite skittish. She didn't like that island, the other island that you're on. She's trotting along beside you, Keros, and she's enjoying her outing. It's nice to be out of the rain as well. You head across the bridge, and unmolested, quite a nerve-wracking experience. You felt quite uncomfortable and quite open going across that bridge. You get to the other side, and there are another enormous set of doors, not quite as large as the ones at the base of the tower that you first came in, but still pretty big. And you head inside, and this place is stunningly palatial. To give you just a sense of what you first see, it really is quite beautiful. Intricate designs, beautiful chandeliers, amazing artwork, statues everywhere. Quite a lot of greenery as well. Quite a lot of plants, and increasingly, the further you go into the complex, the more plants and the more almost the less kind of baroque it seems, and the more kind of earthy and I guess almost more elven, describe it perhaps, as it seems. You travel through. You're being alert. You're watching, of course, and you do see, unfortunately, again, several, not a lot, but 4 or 5 more of these men. Some are armed with crossbows. Some have spears and swords. And some have longbows. One at least has been slain. You're not sure by what. You don't pause long to look, but there's no discernible injuries on his body, but he is clearly very dead. His eyes are rolled back in his head, and his face is a slight purplish colour. Sadly, there's another. Sadly, no. There's another 4 or 5 of these young women, and there's probably 3 or 4 or so more going throughout this complex of people that look vaguely like this. You go through other rooms as well. Beautiful, ornate. Yeah, quite stunning. Quite stunning. And increasingly, as you go through, there's more and more greenery, more and more balconies, more and more organic, probably, style to the complex you're in. And by the way, obviously those people aren't there. And finally, you come out, and what the GM is going to do is just do that for a second, and do that. And come out to something, Keros, that you recognize. You go through a very, very long series of rooms, which are all underground, from what you can make out, and eventually a very, very long tunnel. Again, beautifully ornate, either side, with artwork and statues, and clearly very... clearly a lot of money has gone into outfitting this place. You don't see any more bodies at this stage. You finally exit a set of doors, so you've been going through this long underground passage. No natural light has you've seen for the last little while, and but there are kind of illumination from a source that you can't quite make out. When you come out here, and Keros, this is familiar to you. So you came up the tower, came along the tower, and Keros, you flew around the tower, and you saw and ultimately settled Neathanel, put Neathanel down here. And what you, for those that haven't haven't been to this place before, the underground tunnel that you went through, you're assuming is along here. So the complex and all these beautiful ornate rooms are probably somewhere within this hill. You've seen no one, by the way, no one living or dead, for quite some time. But the rooms that you went through are in here. This long tunnel that you've been going through, you assume, goes all the way through the living rock and comes out in a much smaller set of double doors. And you are standing on the end of a bridge, about 200 foot long, and it goes across to a structure here and here. Oh, sorry, that is the entirety of the structure. The structure is supported by 4 large columns, one here and then 2 more on the other side. The bridge that you're standing on the edge of continues past this structure and then goes to quite an ornate, almost baroque, large marbled facade, which is kind of sticks out of this very, very tall cliff that you see here. You're looking at a side view, so in other words, you're looking at this, if you imagine taking a large knife and cutting it all the way through. And this is this area here is in a very large dip, or a very large bowl. And you pause at the ends of this bridge. And I think at this moment we need to cut back to Neathanel to see what Neathanel does. And rather than, frankly, eject you from the action, if you guys can just stay in as silent witnesses, this is happening probably a bit before you get here. And Graham, you can take it away.
I'll stand in the corner.
Stand in the corner. So, before we take it back to Neathanel, any actions, anything that people say, do, other than doing perception rolls, etc., anything that people are doing as they come out, as they emerge out from this tunnel, here.
Just, we were given to understand this is where Nathaniel ought to be. That's what Keros' message was.
Correct.
Awesome. Well,
And we might find out in a second or two if we actually find the ethanol or not.
Okay.
Or if something else happens. Anything else? Keros, anything from you? Demos, anything from yourself? Anything from Mifan?
No.
Anything from Etienne?
just perception rolls and looking behind us.
Sure. Okay. So obviously I would normally separate it out, but we've had well and truly enough of that tonight. Back to the action with Nathaniel. Nathaniel, you have crept along this bridge. So here is the bridge here. Your companions are, in fact, where we left them, standing here at the end of this bridge. Nathaniel, sometime beforehand, you have crept along this bridge, and you have come to this structure. The structure here. The structure here is quite an ornate, almost like a glass house with a roof made out of glass. You can't see through it, it's frosted. Nathaniel, you've crept inside. Luck was upon you. You've crept inside, and this door was open as you've come up the stairs. You've come up here. You've noticed as you peered in one of these windows, one of these dead men dressed in kind of white here. You've also noticed two bowmen, one here and one here. And they've taken cover behind a set of pews here for this one. And this guy here is standing and looking down, kind of standing, basically squatting down occasionally, but mostly standing, looking down with a bow drawn and an arrow on the string, and both of them are very intently looking at the double doors that you've just slipped into. At the back of this, you've also seen another set of double doors which are thrown open wide, and Nathaniel, you can see out, and you can see the bridge going onto this white ornate structure beyond. You are at this very second, Nathaniel, without help. Your companions are still quite some number of minutes behind you, so we're acting here a bit in the future, or in the past, actually, I guess. What do you do? You've gone up the staircase up here, and you are here. What do you do?
Well, you could probably guess my intention, but I don't think I can take both of them out. So I'm going to continue a careful stalk along the top, down the stairs, up the other stairs, and position myself behind the bowman bottom left.
Okay.
But some distance, a little bit of distance at the moment. But yeah, basically make my way around the whole room, checking there's nothing else that I'm missing.
Okay, give me another stalk, please.
Oh, for fuck's sake. 1.
1.
Hey!
Can you roll again, please?
17. Well, that's all right.
Okay. 115?
Yep.
Okay. So you got a score of that. They need to beat that.
What's that? Sorry, what's that?
That. I'm looking at.
Oh, you're talking to yourself.
I am. I am. Okay. So, Nathaniel, you make a move. You're heading in this direction.
Yep.
And you don't know what it is. Are you invisible? You don't know what it is. But you catch your toe on this piece of bookshelf here, and
Yep.
it makes quite a resounding thud. Like it's audible.
Yep.
This guy here doesn't appear to have heard. There's a shout from this man here, and he runs out with his bow trained. I'm I'm going to say there's a very, very small... that was a fumble. So I'm going to say there is... However, it wasn't a violent fumble. You didn't roll massively down. So I'm going to say there's a small chance. I'm going to say that there is a 20% chance or less that failure and that kick of the bookcase was enough to shake the invisibility off you. If you roll less than 20, you're visible. If you don't roll less than 20, you still remain visible.
Sorry, what was this? If I roll what?
If you roll less than 20, you become visible. If you roll above 20, you're fine.
Oh, Mrs. Lucky. I'm visible.
Okay. There is...
However, I have there's that is a concrete balustrade, right?
Yes. Yes, it is. Along here. Correct. So this guy yells, and you hear the sound of running feet. What do you do? And this guy looks over and is in the process of raising his bow. What do you do?
Duck and run. So I'll keep below the. That's quite high, that balustrade. So she will
Waist high.
waist high. So she will duck and move quietly as fast as she can away from that area.
Okay. Okay. What languages does she speak, please?
Oh, can't believe my luck, honestly. Kenya,
Yep, no, I've got it. So
Sindarian, Meltama, Tongaturon, Westron, Northron, and Threbronic.
So they're yelling at each other in a language that you don't understand. You duck down. You are moving at what kind of pace can you run at that pace?
Well, I want to be quiet for a start,
Okay.
and I want to be prone,
This
but as fast as I can go.
This guy saw you. You have no doubt about that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you think he did.
Okay. Well, I'll run so I can get away from where he thinks I am.
Okay. So you're crouching down and you're running.
Yeah. Well, crouching down and moving at speed, where I can all fours, if you like, in terms of but trying to remain quiet at the same time. Call it an acrobatic move, if you like, but
like a forward roll away or something, perhaps.
Well, I mean, probably running on all fours.
Okay. I don't think you can be especially quiet like that, but give me a roll.
Well, I mean, otherwise I'll duck and stay on 2 feet. Whatever I think I can do more quietly.
Okay.
Like I'm in World War II or something. You kind of duck right down under a trench and you scuttle on forwards, staying under a battlement, if you like.
Yep. Okay. So give me a give me a medium maneuver, please.
12.
Plus, she doesn't wear armor, so plus her agility.
35.
Right, cool. So 47. So she normally walks at 50%. Half of that is creeping. So should move at 30 foot around on all fours? Does that sound reasonable?
Her rate is 59 normally.
Okay. Okay. So half of that is 30 if she's creeping. a bit more, so 40 foot. So she gets 30% of 40 foot, so she makes it kind of about here. She hears the sounds of running feet.
In terms of, she was hoping to get to that table, right?
Sure.
So, can that be her destination? And if she makes a bit of noise, so be it.
Well, reason with me here. So, she walks at 60 normally.
Yep.
Half of that, which is sneaking, is 30. So that's how far she can get sneaking. My reasoning is she's not sneaking. She's trying to move quietly, but moving quickly on all fours.
Yeah. Or ducking, whatever's easier.
Sure. Which I said was a medium maneuver. I mean, if she was just walking or something, or it would be an easier or light. If she wanted to do acrobatics, she could. She could probably make more ground, but she will be visible above the parapet.
Right. But could she make an effort to get to the table no matter what?
Yes. But she would she would not be quiet. Yes, correct.
No. Okay. Well, that may have to do.
Okay. Well, in that case, that would have been, yeah. I would have said that was a light rather than a medium. A 70. So yes, she could have made that.
So I guess she'd like to, if she can get under that table, she will. And if she has anything, does she have anything left at the end of that?
She moved. Let me just check. So whacked her foot, became visible. It's 20 foot. It's a very, very short distance that she's moving. Very short distance. It's only 20 foot away. Yeah, I'm going to say she could have got under the table. Sure.
And a snap cast is 100, right?
75%.
So has she got 75 left?
Goodness no. No.
No. Okay. Well, she'll start to prepare if that counts for anything.
Because she attempted a stalk roll, failed it, but she was reasonably generous giving you the additional amount that she moved. Okay. Cool. I'm sorry, guys. Other folk, I think you are just going to be spectators. It's going on for 10. I'm just going to put up time here for other players who are waiting patiently for the Neathanal show. Folks, what do you want to do? It's on 10 o'clock. I suspect we're going to be resolving this bit with Neathanal either now or at a separate session with Graham. Firstly, Graham, do you want to stay longer? Do other people want to stay and play for a bit longer? What do people want to do?
I'm happy to stay.
I could stay.
I'm going to hit the stack if that's all right.
Sure thing.
Yeah, I've got a massive day tomorrow, so I need to go to bed.
Sure thing. Sure thing, guys.
Sorry.
You were just observers anyway. Mason, I do feel yes. I wish you'd. I was hoping you'd get more action in this game next time.
It's fine. I'm. Yeah. No, it's all good.
Okay.
Timos will have his moment.
he will. There we go. Here we go. Excellent.
Thanks so much.
Night, guys.
Oh, night.
Thanks. Good game.
See you all.
Nice one. Bye.
Good luck, Neathanal. Bye.
Yeah, good luck. Bye.
You may never see me again, but
Dramatic. It'll be fine.
It will be fine.
Right. Night.
See you guys. Bye bye. I am just gonna do a little bit of GM jiggery pokery Neathanal. Just 1 second, please. Well, this got interesting very fast, didn't it?
can you believe our rolls there? I mean, that's just appalling.
It's really bad luck.
It really was. So we're saying that's the end of round 1. Round 2, initiative. Okay. Yathanol, you do have the initiative next round. You are now under the table.
Can you just give me a rough idea of distances?
Sure.
Can you give me a 50 foot from where I am?
Yep. Oops. That's 17. That's 40. 50 foot there.
So, to the opposite end of, like the stairwell, on the opposite side of the thing.
There.
No, not there. The one that's level with me.
There.
No, the up across the way.
That one.
Yeah.
That's where you are now is 57 foot. Now there is a wall between. That's a wall here. Well, sorry. So a wall here, and there's a bookshelf in there, and that would go up to the ceiling. Yep. So that's almost like a little closed off little area with a table.
And the distance out to the out onto the bridge, the other side of the double doors.
There, about 53 feet.
So, okay. The bottom of the stairs. Yeah, I've got 50 foot to play with.
Okay, so rather than, yep. So to be honest, trying not to metagame it too much, your character would be aware that that's 50 foot, kind of, there. 50 foot to there, to there, and so on.
I guess this is what I tend to do, right? I tend to cast a spell.
Okay.
But obviously my interest is obviously in preparing if I can. So can I hold casting if they get close? Then in this round, then I will cast.
Yep.
If they don't, I'll prepare for another round.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Opportunity. Yes. Opportunity action.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. All right. So you're basically preparing for one round and holding off casting.
Yep.
Cool. All right. But you get to act first. Oops. Yep. I didn't do. What I usually do. There's number them. And I didn't. Okay. So, Neathanol, you hear the sounds of running feet, and someone comes up here. You'd hear that reasonably easily. Gets to the top of the stairs, and and starts moving this way.
Okay.
This guy here. They're both shouting at each other, some language that you don't understand. The sound again of running feet. Okay. And you see a set of legs. Well, you're looking out in this direction, and you see both men here at the end of this round. Next round. You have initiative.
She will cast.
Give me a roll, please. This is at negative 15 to the roll.
86. That's better.
86? 86?
Yep.
86, negative 15 for 1 round of prep. Spell is successful.
Cool. So she's going to cast Minor Long Door.
Yep.
Which is teleportation. She can move through objects.
Yep.
So she's going to teleport down onto the lower floor. Sorry, can you just move the map down a bit? Sorry, the other way. Preferably, sorry, could you get your ruler out again?
Admittedly, she does. Bearing in mind, she's seen this room for a very short period of time, so she can't. You know, you can tell me roughly where she's going, but she doesn't know the layout like the back of her hand.
Okay. In that case, she'll teleport just down, quite close, but down onto the lower floor, up against, so she's, because they're up on the balcony, so she'll just go to the left.
Okay.
And down onto the floor. Well, no, not that. Kind of level with where she is, but much closer. So she doesn't want to be seen from the top of the balcony, basically.
So tell me where.
Yeah, you had it.
There?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, does she? What's the drop there?
What would the drop be? 15 foot.
Yeah. Okay. That should. So she would estimate to be out of sight. She would, at a guess.
Yeah. So you can see down here the pews continue, and there's underneath here, there is basically the wall goes up to there.
Yep.
Or sorry, more usefully for her, that is under the balcony. Yep.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, so the spell is successful. She drops down. Is there a noise when there isn't a noise to cast the spell? That's absolutely one of the advantages of mentalism. Is there a noise when she lands? Do you think? Be reasonably fair to say there would, huh?
Well, it depends what you mean by that. I mean, she's not flying, is she? She's just in different. I mean, she's not dropping. She's moving. She doesn't physically. She disappears in one place and appears in another.
Yep.
She's teleported to a point.
Yep.
Pass through objects.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can you read the description of the spell, please?
Caster is teleported to a point 50 feet away. The caster can pass through objects by specifying the distance and direction. If the arrival point coincides with solid or liquid, the caster doesn't move.
Okay. So she passed through. Passed through this object, this solid object here, but she can see that. So specify that. She knows the balcony's there, so she can specify that. Yep. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. What's fair? I hear the fact that she's just teleporting. Teleporting usually has made a noise, but does it? I don't know. In essence, teleportation, the noise of the spell itself would. This is mentalism, so the spell itself doesn't. Does the impact of her feet landing. I think there should be a chance that it makes some noise, but a small chance, a very small chance. Could you make a we'll call it an easy move and maneuver. She's got to just time it when she, so she doesn't. Basically, it's not so much the landing I'm thinking about. It's more kind of her just slightly stumbling or tripping. She just suddenly relocated from one place, 15 foot up, down, and it's just, does she kind of keep her feet, or is there a slight kind of scuff of the noise? The noise probably won't be huge, even if she makes one. An easy maneuver, please, based on agility.
92.
Nice. 92 plus 35. 127. Easy, no problem at all. She lands down on her boots, doeskin boots, whatever she's wearing, and she is complete. As far as you're concerned, she's completely silent.
And that's it for a round, right?
Casting a spell is 75%. She has 25% left.
I think she'd like to move towards, so she's flat against the wall. Ideally, she'd be moving. There seems to be a bit of distance between that bench and the wall. So she'd be heading for that. Whatever. Looks like there's a gap there.
Like underneath here.
Oh, does it go underneath?
Yes.
Ah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yes.
Ah, right, got you.
Yes. The balcony.
Right.
Yep. The wall down below follows this line.
Okay. Then I think she'd like to move towards the darkest corner. You can see there's a good place to hide.
Okay.
Obviously going quietly.
Yeah, so give me a stalk roll, please.
$53.
53. Yeah, over here, it's not really dark. The sun is beginning to set, as I've said, but it's still daylight, and there is like nothing. The only objects in this area are the only furniture in this area are these objects, the things that you can see in this room.
Oh, okay. So would that afford her a better hiding place? For instance, if she's between the two benches that she landed near.
Yep.
Set back a bit, that she couldn't be observed from above, for instance.
Well, both benches terminate there and there.
Oh, okay. All right.
I mean, there's no other object under there. Is just empty flagstones.
What about at the top there? There's another bench that seems to back onto the. Oh no, they're coming down the stairs. I'll see that, won't they? What about under the stairs? What happens under the stairs?
There's a wall here.
Well, that'll do. Presumably that's got something of a shadow, right?
A bit of one. Yep.
All right.
This is a glass house, remember? So there's a lot of light coming in here.
Yeah. I was stopping the light coming from above, which is something.
So she positions herself here.
Yeah.
Underneath.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Cool. That's her round. Yeah, there's sounds of these people moving, and they're not yelling. They were initially. They're no longer yelling, and they're staying together. And she hears them walking around upstairs. First down here a bit. This next round, and then that's probably it for their round. Next round, what does she do?
I think, again, prepares opportunity.
Okay. Again, she hears their footfalls upstairs. They're remaining upstairs from her. So
Okay.
she's opportunity prepared this round.
And she'll do the same for a second round.
Okay. She hears them this round coming downstairs. They're very, very close. You said she is hiding, but she hasn't made a hiding maneuver.
Ah, okay.
So she's sacrificing one of those rounds of preparation or making a hiding maneuver.
So with 2 rounds of prep, what's my minus?
2 rounds of prep is +0. You roll.
Okay, she'll cast.
Okay. So doesn't make a hiding maneuver, but she does cast. Make a roll, please.
Yep. 69.
69. You had a 1 or a 2 chance that something bad was going to happen. You're in luck. Spell goes off.
So she's recast invisibility.
Okay. All right. These 2 men are checking, and they do look under here. Let's see if you are in luck. So, there is a whole section in spell lore about invisibility, and unfortunately, I don't quite have it to hand at the moment. But there is, Pete, see if you can help me out here about the effect of spotting someone when they're invisible.
Yep, sure. I read that as being an extremely hard.
One being
My reading. Yeah, one being walking within a 1 foot radius about their person. You're not moving, so it's -20 to their ability to perceive. If they come within 10 foot of you, it goes back to being just an extremely hard because they get +20. But if they don't come within 10 foot of her, then it's -20 on an extremely hard.
On an extremely hard. That sounds eminently fair to me. So, firstly, let's see. So they come down. These 2 guys come down, and they're definitely checking as they move around. Do they come within 10 foot of Neathanol? GM's going to say there is a completely arbitrary number here. Let's call it a 25% that one of them does.
And they're particularly searching this part of the room, are they?
They're searching everything. Yep, they're checking the lot. Exclamation mark space D 125 or under. Okay, so the good news is on their circuit that they're checking, and you do hear them definitely looking up here, and you heard them look down here. They've now come downstairs, and they are peering down here, under here, and they're just going around systematically checking. So now it is an extremely hard maneuver to spot you.
At -20, right?
At -20.
Because they didn't come within 10 foot,
correct.
And she's not moving.
Correct. So it's extremely hard at a -20. Thanks for the help, Pete. So, perception roll, static maneuver roll. Here we go. So basically, to extremely hard is -30. So they have a -50 to this roll to see you. Brain's not working at this time. But hang on just 2 seconds, guys. Um,
And I presume I get a held action if they do.
yes. Hang on a sec. Let's just roll it and see what happens. So you are wanting them to both roll very, very low. Exclamation mark RD 100. First perceiver. It's the 95. Rolls
A 1.
What?
And he rolls a 1.
No, I didn't roll that.
Oh.
I don't know how that happened. I only put it in once. Sorry, Graham, I know that looks like I've just rolled it. I swear I didn't roll that second one. Sorry. Oh, it's on screen. I didn't roll it. I don't know how that came through. I definitely did the first one for the 95, but it's shown up as the one. I have to take it. I don't know how that one showed up there. You're lucky. The gods of Discord love you, Graham.
No, you didn't roll a 95. Sorry to interrupt. The 95 was the 25% chance of coming within 10 foot. The roll was 1.
Thank you.
Sorry, because it appeared late, didn't it? I thought you rolled a 90. Yeah. Sorry to butt in.
You are right. Well done, Pete. Thank you. You are absolutely right. He rolled a 1. He rolled the worst possible roll imaginable. Okay. That's interesting. And his buddy? Yeah, that's absolutely weird, because that's... Was it lower down, perhaps? Was it like that? Might have been like that when I typed, and it came in, and it showed up.
And
yes.
moved it up, yeah. Sorry, and that's what you were saying, Graham, sorry.
You know, you're right, because there's the timeline there, the 28, which was just a minute ago, and that was at 2025. So you're right, Pete. I did roll the 1. Thank you.
I thought it was Graham who was saying that, actually, so yeah, sorry, Graham.
That's right.
Okay, exclamation mark, space D100 for his buddy. You're wanting an equally bad result for his friend. 91.
The perception rolls roll downwards,
Oh, yes.
so that 91's him rolling down.
No. I've rolled separately for him.
Oh,
Sometimes it's just easier to roll to hand. 91 minus 50. Okay. So, the first one comes down and just holds his hand up to his companion and yells something, and then just starts running towards this open door. His friend looks a little bit puzzled, kind of glances in Niathanel's direction, kind of shakes his head a bit, and starts jogging along behind his companion. And within that round, they're out the door. He rolled a 1.
Jesus. It's not good for my health.
What do you do, Niathanel?
I'm going to creep up to the doors.
Okay. Give me a roll, please.
75.
1-5. I mean, she's usually... I think part of it is she's usually so good at sneaking.
I know.
But you just
of all the times to fuck up. It's just amazing. She just wants to see what they're doing.
Okay.
She'll be off to the side.
Okay. For a start, she sees out, and there indeed is the remainder of the walkway going on. And she hears them talking, and they're kind of pacing and looking in this direction. One of them's got their bow trained down here. I mean, she is really close to them. She is
Okay, she'll
a matter
go
of...
to the
7 foot away.
She'll go to this position herself off to the side of the doors.
Okay.
Is there a little nook and cranny there somewhere?
Yep, there.
Oh, I see. Okay, they're within. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
And she'll make herself as small as possible.
Okay. Within a...
And
Yep.
hide on top of my
Okay.
on top of my visibility.
Okay, give me a roll, please. You're hiding.
76.
76 plus what's her hide on stalk and hide, so it's 115.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a pretty lousy place to hide simply because, you know, this is not much cover here.
Oh, I thought you. I was heading. Did you say I was looking for a nook and cranny? Is that not one?
Well, there aren't. This is a building that's made of glass. There is light coming in. Yes, and you want it to be close to the door. That's out of the way at least, but it's not. You know, this is a very light building, not ideal for hiding in.
Would you mind zooming in? Okay.
So,
all right. There's a window there. I don't think she'd be. Sorry, the shadowing is confusing there. I don't think she'd stand by the window.
okay.
However, she could stand. Sorry, if you zoom into the double doors.
Just a second. Yes, those were windows. That's right. So those are doors. No, those are doors. Those ones are doors. Yeah, it's a different color. Those are doors.
Right.
These ones here are windows. The lighter one are windows. And down here, I had initially mistaken that there for a door. That's actually the same color as that. That's a window. So that's a door that she's standing by. Yeah.
No, I don't, yeah. No, I guess she'll go behind the bench then.
Which bench? This one?
Yeah, is that darker? It's very difficult for me to tell what's dark, but
sure. So she can't get in behind this bench because it's hard up against this wall.
Oh, it's not under the balcony?
No.
Okay, so the wall extends down a bit, right?
So we've got a hard wall here. So there's a wall there, and then a wall here. So that's a hard wall there that the balconies flush up against.
Ah, right, okay. So it doesn't go underneath. Oh god, if there's nowhere decent to hide, then if she thinks that she's... I don't know, Chris, what's the darkest corner she can see?
Okay. I mean, again, stressing this is a building made of glass, so there isn't a
relative,
lot. Yep, relative. Probably back where she was.
Alright, she'll just stay where she was then.
Okay. Still take that roll. Okay. And
except she'll hide there.
Okay. I'll take that hide roll for there as opposed to for here. Okay. And what does she do?
Sits tight, I guess.
Okay. After a time, these two bowmen come back in. They seem to be a little bit more relaxed now. One gets up here. Sure exactly where he is. She can't... Oh, no, maybe she can see him. No, she probably catches a glimpse of him up here. And the other one takes up his original position here.
Okay.
And what does she do?
She will attempt to stalk again, more successfully than she has previously.
Okay. All right.
Uh,
Where does she go?
back up the spiral staircase.
Okay, give me a roll, please.
$14.
Okay. Okay. Um. So she thinks she's quiet, but there's just the ever so slight scuff of her shoe on something, and distance, by the way, is 50 foot off. This guy whirls around, says something to his companion, and starts walking purposefully down towards Neathanel. This guy starts as well. She didn't crack, it wasn't... When she cracked her foot on the thing, that was a really loud noise. This was relatively quiet scuff, but she did make a little bit of noise.
So what's the failure on that then? Because 14 plus 115. Quite good, isn't it?
Yep. Passive perception of 50, and he rolled an 85. You rolled 129, and he had to beat 129. He rolled 133. What do you do?
Well, I can move a little bit, presumably. I didn't move very far with that stalk, so presumably I've got a bit of movement, have I?
Yes. Yep.
So I'll go flat against the wall. Now I'll go down the stairs.
Okay.
If I've heard myself make a noise, I'll go down the stairs.
Okay.
And towards the door.
I'd give her that by the end of the round, so that would be her.
All right.
He's moving. He's not running, but he's moving at certainly a fast walk. Glances over his shoulder. She sees he's got his bow kind of half drawn, pointing in her direction. His companion is moving a bit slower this time with his bow semi-ready. And the chance of them spotting her, same again. They'd have to roll something amazingly well. Exclamation mark RD 100. First one, no. Exclamation mark RD 100. Again. So she gets up to the door, and they don't give any appearance that they've heard her. Next round.
Well, she'll edge out through the door and just remain peeking back in to see what they do.
Okay. They're certainly very much on edge. She glances in through. She's got a little bit of vision to the bottom of the stairs, and she loses sight of them. She doesn't know.
So she'll just stand against the door, peeking into the room.
Okay.
I assume there's nothing else out here that she should worry about.
No. This bridge just goes over to the to that strange kind of baroque facade at the other end of the walkway. What does she do?
Holds there.
Okay. Okay. After a time, she sees them move. Sees this one at least, so she's got vision this side of the door's open a moderate amount. I think I said. So she sees him walk back and take up his position there. What this guy does, she doesn't know. She can't see him. The angle she's got.
Okay, well, she'll sneak back in.
Okay.
Being, she wants to see where the other one is. So she's pretty cautious.
Okay, give me a roll, please.
If 39.
39 plus 115. Okay. Okay. She comes in and she's seen he's now standing back where he was.
Okay. So she'll continue stalking up the other stairwell this time.
Up here?
Yeah, taking a bit more care.
Okay, I'd give you 2 about there.
Okay, well, she probably wouldn't stand in the middle of the path in case he comes back down, but she will remain there.
Okay. Or how long?
Well, she knows, I mean, she's been dicking around here a while now, so she assumes that Karos will see through what they intend to do. She doesn't think she can take them both out with being shot, so she will remain there for the moment and listen and look.
Okay. Right. So tell me where she goes.
Oh, just tucked in to the side somewhere.
Tell me where.
Just so she can keep an eye. So just on the edge of that wall, so she can still see the Araman. The other end of it. The other end of it.
Where?
The other end of that wall, south. There.
Okay.
Tucked against the wall.
Yep. Okay. And are we calling it? We're calling it done. Whoops. Is that?
Oh, blimey, that's convoluted, isn't it? Jesus.
Is that where we're calling it for tonight?
I suspect so.
Alrighty. Pete, you still with us?
Absolutely.
Sorry, Pete, that was a bit boring.
No, it was great. Fantastic. Nicely done.
You had some rubbish luck there, Graham.
I really did.
I have to say Mythan did too.
Did she?
Well, she rolled a 4 on her first stalk roll as she was going to.
Oh no! Oh, you're the rocks. I heard. Did
Yeah.
you hear? Yeah.
I mean, it
Oops.
worked out fine, but yeah,
Not ideal.
just the one roll, and you're like, oh, okay.
Bloody hell. Yeah. Not
Nice
ideal.
work.